That's too much for 6 a.m. Dina.
I don't think it's enough.
Gang of misfits and dope addicts are here.
So, yeah, yeah. Well, this day?
On this day.
On this day.
In 1993,
Okay.
Nirvana released Heart-Shaped Box, the first single from their third and final album, In Utero.
Because he died. Couldn't
Yeah,
make another
that
album.
Yeah, that would be correct. He yeah. So
Try to look on the bright side.
What's
if,
that?
If he had not have died, then we would not have Foo Fighters, which are a wonderful band.
That's true. Carrie, thank you for
Try to
bringing the
look-
sunshine.
No, think of it this way. We would have had a combination of Foo Fighters and Nirvana. It would have been even greater. Yeah, it would have.
I don't think they would have stayed together even if
Actually-
he'd have stayed alive.
Actually, I don't think it's really possible to speculate on either of those things. Actually, really, it's
What happened, happened.
Yeah. Yes. Donald Trump and Melania going to survey the damage in Texas, and she was just stunning, wasn't she? She just looked great in her stilt high heels. Well, let's keep her out of the water.
Her stilettos.
So stiletto high heels. Yeah, that kept her out of the water. Her $5,000 aviator style sunglasses. But now we have to go to break, ladies and gentlemen. It's 6:08, and we've got to go to break. We must do that. We're just screwing around here anyway. So
Actually, we do.
that's what I said.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
I thought you were kidding, but we actually do.
No, I said it's 6:08. Let's go to break. Let's do it. Let's go to break right now. And but before we do that, we should tell you.
Well, the check-ins.
Yeah, we got our check-ins. See, now we're late already.
877-602-9696.
Call and get ready to check in.
Yeah, we need to know what you're doing today.
Yes.
We need to know if you're gonna. So we got a prize for you too. I think I don't have my sheet.
I believe
here.
it's Snowbird Activity Pass.
Well, then we should maybe you're going to tell us you're going to Snowbird for Oktoberfest. That's happening all 3 days this week.
Yeah,
'Cause it's
on Labor Day, too.
Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Ooh.
Labor Day.
You should probably get your reservations right now.
Snowbird.com. You can do a Oktoberfest getaway package, $105 per person per night. Go to snowbird.com. Also, they want you to know the season passes are on sale. Best savings at Snowbird right now if you buy them before September 10th.
So go up and buy them while you're enjoying the weekend up there. You can buy them online, too.
It's so weird. We're having weather in the 90s, and we're talking about season passes to ski.
Purchase an all-day activity pass as well to ride the rides up there, the outdoor fun activities.
Mountain coaster.
Yep, the alpine slide, the thing with the rubber bands that makes you go up in the air, the other thing that you ride, and that one, and the big thing that goes up the mountain,
the mountain coaster.
No,
The tram?
The tram. There, thank you.
It'll take you. You know, that big. It's like a bucket.
That one thing. Yeah. There's a blue one and a red one. I remember that. You go to snowbird.com for more.
Sitting here in my room with Dean Cardinal, Worldwide Trekking, and a man who's become a good friend, Geljan Sherpa, and we're sitting here talking to you on a cell phone, essentially, which is amazing to me that you can do this where we are. Let me try to describe this. We are actually in a really remote part of the world. You can helicopter in here, but it's horribly expensive, and people don't do it much. People walk to get to these places, and they walk for days and days. There are people who live way up in the Khumbu, and they come down here. Kind of the Namche Bazaar is, would you say it's a halfway point between here and Lukla?
Yeah, and it's a trading spot between the valley and Tibet, and a place where people come together for the Saturday market to trade goods, to buy goods, and everything else.
And so people walk for a long time to get to these places, and people walk. They'll walk from very remote places up by Everest, and they'll come down here to trade, as Dean said. But what's really unusual is that people have cell phones everywhere. It's just stunning in its incongruity. It's just incredible. You'll be walking. I'll be puffing my way up a trail, and some Sherpa kid will be, carrying a big heavy load of stuff and talking on a cell phone. It's just an amazing thing to see. I should describe a little bit. I don't think I described very well. Coming into Namche Bazaar, there are these giant prayer wheels in houses. I'd forgotten about this, and I asked our friend here, Geljan, what those were, and he said the river used to run under those prayer wheels and turn the prayer wheels, but the river has been kind of diverted. I don't know why, but it turn the prayer wheels anymore. So yeah, so it's just such a world of contrast here, and you'll see all of these Sherpa kids wearing, kind of American, westernized-looking clothes, and talking on cell phones. But then they're also very into their culture. And I just want you to tell people really quickly, Geljan, what you call your son. What's your nickname for your son?
My son's nickname is Chicken Head.
Chicken Head. Geljan. You see, Geljan is like fathers everywhere. His son, Pasang, right? Pasang has a kind of a weird hairdo. With it kind of sticks up, and he's dyed it a kind of a red color, and so his father, being like fathers everywhere, doesn't like it, so he calls him Chicken Head. anyway, we'll have more from Namche Bazaar. I'm Bill Allred, heading for Tibet. Tibet? No, not Tibet.
Christian! Celebrity news and other stuff we come up with right before we turn on the microphones. Listen weekday mornings on X96.
All right, let's officially begin the show, and then we'll take your check-ins at 877-602-9696. Yes, you too can be a part of Utah's, perhaps the nation's, worst radio feature.
Brought to you by Hoops Vision. Call today for your free LASIK consultation. It's your life. See it better. Take control and make the call, 877-30-LASIK, or go to hoopsvision.com.
Now, what is brought to you by Hoops Vision? It's I think it should be the opening of the show.
It is, because then something else is bringing you the check-ins.
Because I don't think Hoops wants to do the check-ins. They don't want to do that. All right, the moon is a waxing gibbous moon, 61.2% of full. We'll have a new moon on September 19th. We'll have a full moon, though, before that, September 6th at 1:02 in the morning. The moon will rise today at 3:36 p.m., today being Wednesday. It's the 30th day of August in the year of our Lord 2017. It's Frankenstein Day. Today is Frankenstein Day. It's the celebrates the anniversary of the birth of Mary Shelley, who wrote the novel Frankenstein. And this is the nation's most tumescent radio broadcast.
Ooh, really? Me too?
Yeah.
All right.
You can tumess in various places.
I'm trying.
You can get some engorgement going on. It's the Radio from Hell show. Get your engorgement on,
I'm
Gina.
trying.
It's the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and the engorged Gina Barberi. The senior executive producer of the Radio from Hell show is Richard Stedman. Dylan Allred is producing video for the show, which you can see at x96.com/live. And I think Katie for short is here helping out as well. Coming up on the show, we'll have Things That Must Go. I know that.
This isn't the one I asked for.
This is Frankenstein. This is the one I wanted.
This is all we got.
I wanted putting on the Ritz. But...
Edgar Winter?
Edgar Winter.
Or Johnny. Or Edgar, I guess.
Edgar.
I don't know. They were both albinos.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Let's see. The check-ins begin.
Brought to you by Snowbird. Someone checking in will receive 2 Snowbird all-day activity passes and qualify for an overnight stay at the Snowbird Resort.
Let's get right to this important feature.
Yes, 877-602-9696, where you let us know whether we should try today. You know, are you even out there?
Yeah, if nobody called in.
Well, the lines are all full right now.
Well,
so
let's take those before we go to text, because they've been waiting.
Yeah, you're getting a busy signal, that's why. So just keep trying.
Let's go to all the way down south in Dixie, the Disco Unicorn.
Away.
Hey, Maddie.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What's happening in your day today? And are you actually in St. George?
I am, and I'm actually returning to work after a long sickness. So
yes, how
what happened?
Yeah, shingles.
Oh
yeah.
My God, you're kidding!
Yeah.
Now,
oh my gosh, and they were real cute too. Like they went on my face. And,
oh yeah.
Oh my God, did it leave any? I know it's supposed to be very. I remember when Sean Means had that years ago.
Sue had it too.
Yeah.
Is it supposed to be really pain? It's supposed to be
painful,
really painful. And
it
can scar you as well.
Well, the worst part is that I looked like Steve Bannon for about a week and a half. And so, yeah, it was not cute. But
and usually doesn't
Bill, I have a question
Yes, go ahead.
really quick.
Yeah.
Is that the shirt?
No, it is not.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's not
the shirt. It's got like the seams.
Yeah.
So I was wondering.
Yeah, no, the shirt.
It's a good look on you, though.
Thank you. The shirt that I were talking about that I wore inside out all day with no one noticing until I got home and my wife noticed. That shirt.
It's in the laundry.
Still in the laundry somewhere, or maybe she threw it away.
As soon as it rotates back in, will you let us know?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll wear it to work inside out.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
so
I'm excited to see.
Yeah, I mean, listen. The Salt Lake Valley and the southern parts of the state too. They're holding their breath, and they just can't wait. Thank you.
Yeah, I've got a whole article just written and ready to go as soon as you wear it.
You're going to publish it, are you? All right.
It's in the can.
All right. Thank you.
See you, Matt.
See you later.
Okay, see ya.
Maddie was able to see us on x96.com/live.
You can see what we're wearing.
Yes.
And my flags.
And your flags and
see
everything.
my flags.
Buyer Darren checking in.
Buyer?
Buyer.
What do you buy, Darren?
I buy products like Yoplait yogurt and Tropicana orange juice from the manufacturers for the Albertsons Distribution Center in North Salt Lake and ship them to the grocery store.
Where's
There
Albertsons?
are no Albertsons. There are no Albertsons in Salt
Just
Lake.
reading what he's written.
They're fresh markets, right?
Yeah.
Let's see, Ben from Provo checking in. Won my beer league hockey championship game last night.
Congratulations.
Yay.
Checking in from Eagle Mountain, up early enough to do a call-in. Omar. Be careful out there, Omar. That's where crazy lives. Let's see. Felicity is here.
Hello, friends.
Hi, what's up with you today?
I feel horrible. I'm sick, and I still have to go to work. So you guys have to try really hard today.
Well, where do you work, Felicity?
I work at a high school. I'm a lunch lady.
Oh. Wait a minute,
that's
wait
it.
a minute,
Yeah,
wait a minute.
Get your sick in the lunch food. Oh, you know what? It wouldn't matter. It's school lunch, doesn't matter.
Well, I'm the fill-in person for the person who's sick. So if I'm out sick, there's nobody to fill in, then the kids don't eat. So.
Well, most of them are too fat anyway. Let them skip a meal. It won't hurt them.
Oh.
She didn't care for that.
So what's your favorite thing that school lunch provides to the kids? What do you like?
You know what? The enchiladas are actually pretty good.
Yeah. Do they still do the peanut butter cookies with the fork cross-hatching on the top?
You know what? I have not served that. So
No.
What about the peanut butter bars?
No.
No.
we have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
No.
Okay, I'll have one of those.
Do they do that white gravy with hamburger in it over a slice of bread?
Oh, that's good.
Well, they do it over mashed potatoes now.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I'd have it over bread,
Well,
too.
thanks. All right. Well, try not to get the kids sick, okay?
Thank you, lunch lady Felicity.
will.
See ya.
You're welcome.
All right. Let's see. The Spaniard checking in. Today is my Friday. Please help me be motivated throughout the day.
I want today to be Friday.
There's an Albertsons in Tooele.
There is. I thought all the Albertsons were fresh markets.
No. There's you know what they also have in Tooele? They have an Alpha Beta.
Persian Steve checking in. Let's see. We got Commuter Candace checking in. I don't know.
Commuter Candace?
Why, there's someone named Gina on the phone.
Well, let's talk to Gina.
All right. Hello,
Gina.
Hi, Gina.
Gina, are you a GE or a GI?
GI.
Good girl.
Why would anyone spell it with an E?
I get, like, if I go to the Starbucks, quite often I get the GENA.
Well, it's because people don't know how to spell it.
That's true. Hi, Gina.
I know.
Gina.
Hi, Gina.
What? God. That's just what I need. Why don't you two sit here and do the show? It would be so entertaining.
Is Gina in the morning?
Gina,
I'm Italian too, you see.
yeah, I'm sure Gina is too. What do you do, Gina?
I work at Crump Life Insurance. It's really fun.
It is?
Yeah. I kind of work by the Rio Grande. It's kind of interesting every day.
Yeah. Oh, so your office is in there somewhere, huh?
Yeah, right by there.
Yeah,
So
well-
we see all fun stuff.
Well, yeah, but they're cleaning that all up. That's going to be all gone someday. They're going to put an amusement park in there with rides and everything.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah. All right, Gina. Thanks for checking
Thanks,
in.
Gina.
All right.
Thank
Bye,
you,
Gina.
guys. Rock on, baby.
Rock on, baby.
I love Gina.
Oh, man, you guys should do a show together. You should do a podcast together.
Josh checking in. Why do people hate this feature? You have less exciting ones. Oh.
Thanks, Josh.
Oh.
Thank you, Josh. Thanks for bringing us down to earth on that.
Let's see. Grocery bagger Greg checking in. There's an Albertsons in Park City and two in St. George.
Okay.
All right.
Checking in from Gillette, Wyoming. I'm doing an affidavit today. Please try hard. Sarah checking in.
All right.
Let's see. Let's go to Cody.
Cody?
Good morning.
Hi,
Good morning.
Cody. Thanks for checking in. What are you doing?
I'm heading home from a night of hauling crude oil. So,
The crude oil, is that stuff that goes to the refinery? Is that what happens with that?
yep. Yeah, I go and pump it right out of the tanks. And
It's
bring it to the
crude. It's
refinery
unrefined. It's crude.
Yeah, I guess the prices of gasoline
Well, it's Labor Day weekend.
are going up. Well, it's because of the hurricane mainly.
Yeah, Houston is.
Houston's the major refinery spot in the country. And, gasoline has already gone up by about 4 cents a gallon, they said. So, is it partially your fault, Cody?
I wish I had something to do with it. I'd make it a lot cheaper.
All right. Well, thanks for checking in.
All right, Cody.
Go get some sleep.
Hey,
Thank you very much.
thanks. Have a good day.
Ben checking in on my way to work at the Red Cross to send people down to help with the response to Hurricane Harvey. If you want to help with the response, the best way to donate a little bit of dough, text Harvey to 90999.
Yeah, I read that.
It'll donate $10.
I can corroborate that. That is.
Yeah, and the reason you donate to the Red Cross is they know what is needed and where, so your money can be used in a more effective way.
There is I just saw this story. There's a list of places that you can help specifically. We'll have that coming up in the news, but there are certain places like there's diapers for kids, and you can, so we'll have that coming up in the news for you.
Traffic. We've got railroad arms stuck in the down position, 1800 north in Clinton. That's west of I-15. That might be causing you some issue this morning. Crash northbound Bangor Highway near the 201 freeway ramps. Right lane and shoulder blocked. Traffic backed to 24th south. And maybe you see something and want to let other people know, because it's a nice thing to do. Text it to us, 33986.
All right.
So coming up, we'll have a little bit of news and also things that must go. And by that point in the show, I will be tired enough to already turn around and go home to bed.
I want to now. I had a hard time getting up this morning.
Yeah,
I didn't know how bad my mattress was until I had a new mattress from Mattress Firm. And my guess is you haven't thought about your mattress. You maybe wake up with a sore neck and back and don't equate it with your mattress. I bet you haven't got one in a long time.
You really should replace it every 8 years, they say. And if it's 10 years, then you're way out of line. Get to Mattress Firm. They're having a big Labor Day sale. So now through Monday, Mattress Firm's Labor Day sale, all mattresses are on sale, all of them. Now, this Friday through Monday, shop early for huge doorbuster deals like 50% off Beauty Rest Recharge mattresses. They were $1,149.99, now just $574.99. So they've really cut the price on that mattress, and that's a very nice, expensive mattress. And you get a free pillow with any purchase, all right? So go to Mattress Firm. You can find a store near you simply by going to mattressfirm.com.
We're broadcasting here from Namche Bazaar in Nepal. We're sitting in my room at the Zomling Guest House and Panoramic View restaurant. I met the owner a few minutes ago and did a little interview with him. Maybe you'll hear some of that coming up on the show at some point. An interesting man. His name is Saddam Sherpa, and he is he's from Tibet. He came here from Tibet. And I was just going to ask Geljan, you don't mind being on the radio for a second, do you, Geljan? I'll come over and sit by you. I heard people asking you today about Sherpa. What is that? Is that a last name, or what is it, or why do they say Sherpa?
Yeah, Sherpa means the name of our caste. We have different family name. Like, for example, my name is Geljan Sherpa, and then my family name is Lama. Yeah, so I really want to make it clear the people who are very confusing about the Sherpa people. The people think the Sherpa is like our name of our profession. So it's wrong. So Sherpa means our caste name.
It's a caste name. And what does Sherpa mean? You told me that today.
Sherpa means in our language that we are Eastern people. We came, Shar means East, Pa means people, and we came from the east part of Tibet. So that's why.
Why did you all come here from Tibet?
Yeah, there's a quite confusing. Somebody says there's two things. Somebody says maybe that time there was very big influenza disease, and so the people were very scared, and they come over here to the Nepal. And somebody says there was a war. There's like a civil war, and then there's a people they lose the war, and then they came over here, but yet we don't know which one is true.
And this was hundreds of years ago, right?
No, it's approximately 500 years ago. We don't have exact data.
Yeah, 500 years ago. And from what I've heard you say about Tibet, I mean, there's a kind of a longing for Tibet. Is that true? If somehow you could go back to Tibet. Is there some feeling like that?
I'm sorry, I'm really confused about your question.
I mean, you hold Tibet with a great deal of reverence. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And Tibet is, of course, really no more. And yeah, we'll talk to Geljan later on in the trip too. He's very worried. He thinks the Sherpa people are going to be no more at some point, and so we'll talk about that. But that's it for now. I'm Bill Allred, broadcasting at the Zamling Hotel and Panoramic View Restaurant in Namche Bazaar, Nepal.
Available whenever you want it on x96.com and on your iPhone.
All right, we got things that must go in about 10 minutes. But right now, some big boy news and opinioendo brought to you by
Strong Volkswagen of Salt Lake City. You get 100% lifetime powertrain coverage. Your factory powertrain warranty becomes a lifetime warranty online at strongvw.com.
All right, in the news, let's go to our dead body in the middle of the road desk. Gina Barberi, yes. What's going on with that? I don't have anything on it. So.
Just police are responding to a crash involving a pedestrian, 4th West, 6th South in Salt Lake City, and alert friends of the program were telling me about it before the news did. A couple of you texting in. It's the 6th South exit ramp just off I-15. Don't have any more information on what happened exactly, but if it's really...
We don't know if somebody got hit or was it hit and run?
Just says auto pedestrian accident, but I would avoid that area because those usually they have to block them off, and it takes a while for them to.
So if you're coming into town, get off the freeway. That's the 6th South. Yeah, that's an off ramp, isn't it?
Yeah. Use a different one.
Avoid that.
All right. That's and then the of course big news as well is that Kathy Griffin is no longer friends with Anderson Cooper.
I heard that.
They're not pals anymore.
And she's sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, no, she's now not sorry that she held up the fake severed head of Donald Trump. She's now not sorry about that. She was so sorry that before that she cried and took off all of her makeup. Now she's got all of her makeup back on and she's severed ties with Anderson Cooper. And that means we won't be treated to that wonderful New Year's Eve thing that they do, which is just sickeningly.
I never watched
No,
that.
terrible. Yeah. She told a local gossip column that when Anderson Cooper eventually reached out to her, she said,
"It was too late, wasn't it?
It's too late, Anderson. You could have been nice to me right at the first part of this, but you weren't. So we're over." Griffin was upset that Cooper's initial response to the photo controversy was when he said, "For the record, I'm appalled by the photo shoot that Kathy took part in. It is clearly disgusting and completely inappropriate." And then he tried to, she said, no backsies. No backsies, Anderson. You're done. And then I have a story for you, Gene, and then we'll get into the Hurricane Harvey stuff. This is a good crime story that maybe you haven't heard.
I doubt it.
Pennsylvania police say that they are hoping a forensic testing will help determine whether or not a woman who vanished in 1989 was put through a wood chipper and then encased in a wall in the basement of a home where her ex-boyfriend's sister once lived.
How have I missed this story?
Gina's brain just exploded.
I know. Yeah, people love it when I do these stories, and somebody sent me an email about it and said, I particularly love it because I like the music Carrie plays. Sunbury, Pennsylvania Police Chief Tim Miller said the department has already confirmed the presence of wood chips in a concrete wall at the residence in Milton, Pennsylvania. But investigators are waiting to find out if the remains of 30-year-old Barbara Elizabeth Miller are also entombed in the cement wall.
Entombed.
We are still plugging away and obviously trying to find answers, said Chief Miller, who is no relation to Barbara Miller, the person missing. Speaking to the Associated Press, he said it's speculation if a wood chipper was or was not used. That's speculation. We're still plugging away.
We have a wood chipper expert?
Well, yeah, but it's still speculation. He said, you have to imagine we're working with these walls. We find the presence of wood chips in the wall. That definitely raises our suspicions.
Yeah.
So,
whoa.
We'll continue to follow this story for you.
We'll follow this all morning if we have to.
Bill, it's not often you bring me a story I'm not familiar with, so thank you for that.
Well, a story about crime. Most of the other stories
I don't pay attention to the other stuff.
So, Hurricane Harvey, there are lots of ways you can help, and they do need a lot of help down there. Now, I've seen reports that said 18 people have died. Then I just saw a report, I think in the New York Times, that says as many as 30 perhaps there. But there's still going to be, as the water goes down, they're going to find people that didn't make it. If you're in Houston on the Gulf Coast or in one of the places inland that's experiencing the flooding, you know that people are going out and helping, and that's great. A lot of people have boats, flat bottom boats, and they're getting out and rescuing people. There are businesses that have opened up their stores, their furniture stores, and all of that, and are helping out that way. Unfortunately, there are some opportunists. There's been some price gouging of groceries and bottled water,
which is evil.
Yeah, it is. It's just terrible.
Well, I liked Not Grant over on KSL this morning, who said a lot of people are showing up with their boats. They must be Cajun, because the only people that have flat bottom.
They must be Cajun.
The only people that have flat bottom boats.
Well, he's a newsman. He knows.
They're Cajun people.
Maybe it's the newsman in me.
Now, here's how some of the ways you can help. There is a thing called the Texas Diaper Bank, based out of San Antonio, putting together relief kits for families with small children who need access to clean diapers in the midst of flooding and evacuation. And all you have to do is just Google Texas Diaper Bank, and that will come up. The Driscoll Children's Hospital in Corpus Christi weathered the storm, never lost power. They're accepting financial donations, so that's the Driscoll Children's Hospital to help animals, and that's a big part of this. There was a photo, did you see that, of a dog carrying a full bag of food?
Yeah.
You see, we got at x96.com, herding cattle in waist-deep water.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So there's the SPCA of Texas. That's the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. There's also something called Austin Pets Alive. There's any number of places that you can go. But and there's the Houston Food Bank. There's the Food Bank of Golden Crescent. There are just many places.
But it's easiest to donate to the Red Cross because they can take your money and put it where it's needed most.
They generally will do that. But some people, they want to target things. I just really want to help children.
Yeah.
So do that. Do the diaper bank. I'll post. This was in Texas Monthly. It's called. A local Texas publication. I'll tweet out a link to that.
Conversely, be careful because there's some scams going on as well.
Yeah.
Make sure that the place that you're donating to is legit.
If somebody's calling you on the phone, maybe, and saying, hey, maybe you want to don't
do that.
Don't do that. Now let's see. Locally, there's a fire in Bountiful. Brush fire burned 150 acres. Now, yesterday afternoon, I was over here at the Umoka, the museum, and Dylan and I came out of the museum, and the air was full of smoke, and that's from that brush fire. It was threatening some homes at one point, but it says here in this news account that the homes are all out of danger. I think it's still burning, though. There's still some fire there, so if you're sensing smoke in the air, that's what it's from. They had to close City Creek Canyon for a while because there was so much smoke, and they didn't want people getting up in there and getting trapped or anything. Residents in the area have been urged to evacuate or be ready to evacuate from that fire in Bountiful. And, Donald Trump, of course, went down to survey the scene in Texas. And, his...
That's not why he was there.
Well, he said all the right things except at one point. He moved from Corpus Christi to another area, and a crowd was there, about 1,000 people. And he started treating it like it was a campaign rally.
Yeah.
Wow, it's a fabulous crowd. What a response. Thank you. It's
great turnout.
A fabulous crowd, a great turnout to see me. Because it is really all about him.
He didn't meet with any of the victims.
No.
He came in, he stood on a fire truck and talked for a minute and left.
And didn't talk about the people who had died. Didn't mention them at all.
He did promise that the federal government will respond with money and make sure that people are okay.
Who thinks he's going to follow through with that? Anybody?
Well, I think there are people who will. There will be a follow-through. I don't think he's going to necessarily do it, but there'll be follow-through.
He'll help Texas because he won Texas.
I don't believe he... I wish I had the story right in front of me. He said he did, but somebody said that it went. I'll find the story.
No, okay.
And I'm not. I don't. Well,
he only counts electoral college votes, so
yeah. I don't want to speak out of turn here, so I don't know exactly. I guess we have to take a break here and get to things that must go. Sports
weather, traffic.
Oh, let's see. Sports weather traffic. Julia Louis-Dreyfus just wants to be a mom at Northwestern games.
This is traffic,
her
right?
son, this is the sports. Oh. Her son plays basketball for Northwestern, and she said, can I just go watch and quit putting me up on the Jumbotron and I'm just a mom here. I'm here for my kid. So actually this is a sports report specifically for the camera people at the Northwestern basketball games. So just please leave Julia Louis-Dreyfus alone. Brought to you by Lucky's Auto Credit, where $77 and a job gets you a car. 2 locations, Salt Lake City and Ogden. For program details or to apply online, visit luckysautocredit.com. Weather, it's hot and dumb.
Hot and dumb.
98. And it's supposed to be this way into September.
Really?
Like mid-September, we're going to be in the 90s.
I guess I got no excuse to not wash my car.
Exactly.
Wash my car.
Focus on the road. Sean Hogan and Everest Collision want you and your loved ones to get home safe and sound. Stop texting and driving. Download the Everest Collision app responsibly. Auto pedestrian crash, 6 South exit in Salt Lake City. The 5 left lanes are closed. Only 1 right lane is open. Traffic is completely stopped. Avoid the 6 South exit into Salt Lake off of I-15. That's our biggest issue this morning, and it's plenty big. So if you see something else, let us know. Text it to us, 33986.
All right. Is this sponsored, Gina?
Things That Must Go, brought to you by Black Turtle, hiring full and part-time customer service representatives with competitive pay, including health, welfare benefits. Remarkable people looking for a great new opportunity. Apply online at jointheturtle.com.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
These are things that are bugging you, the friends of the Radio from Hell Show. And if you want these things that bug you to get out of your life, you write them down, you send them to us, and hopefully they'll disappear. That happens in many cases, or at least getting it off your chest will help. So send them to radiofromhell@x96.com. Put must go in the subject line. Gina, you want to begin today?
Sure. Hi, lords and lady. Please feel free to use my name. It's Dylan. Not Dylan Allred. Different Dylan. I have one thing that must go. Yesterday's boner winner must go. I know the person from Washington has spoken. Somebody was overvoting. But I think she is wrong. Clearly the idiots with the sunscreen should have won. I have not once been so troubled by a boner winner more than I am now. I'm sure you're going to say it's out of your control and there's nothing you can do. If that's the case, fine. I just needed to get this off my chest, and I feel I'm not alone. Love you guys. Thank you for letting me listen. Dylan. Good morning. My thing that must go is back to school illnesses. We were just talking about this off the air because our intern has a sore throat, and I'm like, I haven't had my kids went back to school and I got sick illness yet.
You will.
Please, lords and lady, let this madness end. The puking fevers, runny nose, cough, etc. that strike at the beginning of the school year must go. My kids and I usually escape the onslaught, but as a speech therapist, my caseload becomes filled with last-minute cancellations or kiddos showing up at my office battling previously mentioned ailments. I spend the first few weeks of back-to-school time wishing I could bathe in hand sanitizer. It's very off-putting. Love you guys, Jen. Finally, this from Amber. I'm in Michigan. None of my coworkers will hear this anyway, so feel free to use my name. The coworker who claimed the entire bottom shelf of the fridge, both crisper drawers, for their own personal use.
What are they
They're making an entire meal. The coworker who refuses to silence their cell phone and is away from their desk a lot, so it just rings loudly. This happens at least twice a day. My now former supervisor, who didn't speak to me for a week after I had a differing opinion on some photos I thought would be great to include in an internal company newsletter. And finally, the coworker who likes to proudly proclaim that after many medical treatments they beat cancer, but now thinks all Western medicine is, quote, stupid. Oh, did I mention this is all the same person? Thank you so much. Geek Show says, hey, Amber.
All right.
Carrie, go ahead.
All right. Just a quick one from my wife and I. Odd-numbered appetizers.
Odd-numbered.
I am glad you brought this up.
Oh, 2 people and you get 3
pieces. Who gets the last one?
Appetizers are for sharing. An odd number makes it hard to share.
Yes.
So.
When you're in complete agreement, as my wife and I are, it's never a problem. She always gets it.
But you want it sometimes.
No.
Never?
No.
Let's see. This one from, from Lionel. I own a diesel sedan, and my must go is when people with gasoline-powered cars use the only pumps at the station with diesel fuel nozzles, when there are plenty other gasoline-only pumps remain open. Many stations only have 1 or 2 pumps with diesel. I know it's not deliberate, but it's something that you may think about next time that you fill your car. Okay.
All right.
This is from Doorman. The more I watch Netflix original shows, the more I agree with Carrie. Laugh tracks must go.
Oh, yeah.
I know when to laugh when something's funny. I don't need to be prompted. All right. This one from Doug. Any damn Nintendo product and fidget spinners. That's all I hear about at work. Ever since the NES and the Switch came out, there have been nonstop questions about these items. Some customers get hostile and or irritated and treat us like idiots. And I'm about to go into work for it, too. Finally, this one from Kelly. Things that must go. You look at your iPhone and realize an app is missing. No idea which one. Just a very unsettling feeling.
Yes.
That empty spot.
Yeah, that happens on...
I hate that.
On the Android phones, too. What?
Chick-fil-A for asking me a name for my order at the drive-thru. Can't you just count cars like McDonald's does? My name is none of your business. I've started making up names. It was really funny to hear them say, "Good morning, Griselda. Here's your egg white grill."
Well, that's why they ask, because
so
they have been told to be very friendly and personal.
So make up names.
Yeah,
Spock.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I like that.
Never should have told my husband, and I knew somebody with 9 German Shepherd puppies. Now he wants one. Here's a list of things that must stay.
Okay.
Now, hubby did a house project all on his own without being asked, nagged, tricked, or bribed. And that feeling you get after you cut off all of your long fingernails and then type something.
What? That's a good thing?
Okay. Things that must stay.
All right. Let's see. This one is from Paul. Thanks for putting on such a great show every morning. Well, you're welcome. I'm a longtime listener of the program, and every time that your show does the things that must go, an idea pops into my head that I have been dwelling about every time I hear anyone talking about sports. This problem worsens with each time at work. When a new NCAA tournament begins or the week of the Super Bowl, the one thing that must go is when people use the word, and I've said this many times myself, we, when referring to a sports team. We did not play a great game last night. We did not pick someone for the draft. Unless you're substituting for Adam Sandler as a water boy for the Denver Broncos tonight, or your 150-pound self is going up against a 300-pound New England Patriots linebacker, stop referencing yourself as being part of the team. The proper way to approach the situation is saying, the team I liked played a great game last night. The team I picked picked a great player for the field. I'd be happy to watch any of my coworkers or the beer-guzzling 40-year-olds that are trying to relive their high school days and can barely make it to their mailbox play against the men and women who professionally compete in the professional sports. I honestly would watch sports more if they had the fans randomly picked out of the audience and substitute for the players during the game. That would be kind of fun, wouldn't it? During the game, when there's a substitution, you just point to somebody in the stands and say, okay, you're on.
Yes.
So he goes on to rant about this. Thanks for letting me listen. Please do not use my name. I just used the first name. But you should always put that at the beginning because I didn't know. So there. This one, hi gang, feel free to use my name. Jason. Restaurant reviews on Yelp that are way too long must go. To be honest, I usually don't even read a lot of restaurant reviews on Yelp. I just like to try out a place and see how it goes. But when I do decide to check out a review, it seems like I always get the guy who felt that he had to write 10 paragraphs on that restaurant. Look, I know you consider yourself a foodie, but it doesn't mean you need to write an entire thesis on that restaurant. Just tell me the facts. Was it good? Were the prices good? Do they serve alcohol? Oh, and the term foodie must go as well. Thanks for letting me listen, Jason. And finally, this one. My thing that must go is people that use the restroom and feel the need to be excessively loud and noisy about it. I know you're pooping as you're in the stall, but the added grunts and breathless pants and sounds of exertion make it clear how hard it is for you to have a bowel movement.
Let's get some fiber.
You should not need to make a deal with the devil to empty your bowels.
Have a salad.
You're ending with that one?
Yes.
Okay.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
And it gets worse. The 6 South exit ramp from I-15 northbound is completely closed now due to an auto pedestrian crash. Now they're sort of getting by on the right side. Don't go anywhere near there. This is going to be, because it's not a pedestrian, this is going to be tied up for a long time this morning. So avoid that. 6 South exit ramp closed from northbound I-15. That's traffic.
All right.
You know that thing that must go about the BM. Really clogging up the plumbing in there.
Yes.
And so there might be a need for Shamrock Plumbing.
Call Shamrock Plumbing. Yes. They can help you out. I called them this week.
Did they come change out your...
My kitchen faucet is finally here. And I wasn't about to make the appointment until I had that thing in my hand.
And they installed it for you?
They're putting it in tomorrow morning.
Okay,
yeah.
Great.
Now, Shamrock Plumbing, they've come to my house many times, and Gina's as well. They have a free 30-day trial on new water softener systems.
Oh, so I had a water softener, and they said, let us come put one in, and I think you'll like it better. Had it replaced. It works great.
They have an entire department dedicated, Shamrock does, dedicated entirely to water heaters and water softeners. So get a hold of Shamrock Plumbing for emergency jobs and then for other stuff like that, like water heaters and softeners or just rearranging pipes or whatever. You can call them at 801-295-1690 or go to shamrockplumbing.net.
Our brand new episode, Shiitake, is available now and absolutely free. It's got the latest news. Rest in peace, Toby, and we talk about those Joker movies. And poor...
Well, here I am at 12,000 887 feet, Tengboche. The Tengboche Monastery is here, and 5.5 hours on the road to Tengboche today. The first part of the walk, I'd say the first 3 hours, 3.5 hours, fairly nice, fairly leisurely. We left Namche, and it was just kind of gentle up and down. And then we crossed the river, what's the name of the river again? Dudakosi River. We would cross the river and had some lunch and then started up. And it was, I'm telling you, it was 2 hours, 2.5 hours, up, unrelenting, up to 12,800 and some odd feet. So it's not a walk in the park. Well, it is a walk in the park. This is the Sagarmatha National Park. Sagarmatha is the name of Everest in Nepal. So anyway, I'm on the trail, and I saw my first yak today. You don't see yak down low. As a matter of fact, if the yak go, I guess, below about 12,000 feet, they will die. They can't go down to where we started. And conversely, there are buffalo down below and cows down below, and they can't come up high, or they will die. And there's a great story about the buffalo and the yak. The yak apparently there's no salt in Nepal, and so the yak decided that they would go to Tibet and find salt for the people of Nepal. And when they got to Tibet was so beautiful, they decided they would just stay. And so the cows, and you'll see the cows and the buffalo always looking up, and they're always looking up wondering when the yak are going to bring the salt back. Does that make sense? Anyway, we passed places that were offering fresh yak cheese. I didn't try it. But I will, and yak milk soon to come. Coming up in just a minute, I'm going to talk more about the trek up here and about the rhododendron forest. We'll talk about that coming up.
Cartersville.
X96, radio from hell.
You know, she changed. She changed out of those clothes for the next stop. I think they went from Corpus Christi to wherever. She on Air Force One. She changed into a pair of jeans, some sneakers. Now that x96.com/live, what she's wearing that everybody said was inappropriate, really tight pegged black jeans, I think they are, and a expensive bomber jacket, and then these huge stiletto high heels. But she changed out of those into like white sneakers
and a white FLOTUS hat, which can be purchased if you would like.
Well, they probably stopped. They probably had Air Force One land in the parking lot of a Walmart, and she picked that stuff up really quickly for the next stop. Listen, we got a giveaway to do coming up at the end of this break. But I was reading this story. It was from Fox 13 about an Indiana couple. It says they finally did it.
What'd they do?
They accomplished their goal of visiting every Cracker Barrel location in the nation.
Now, x96.com/live. It's an older couple. He's got
a cowboy
hat.
She's got white hair with a little bun, and they're very.
Now, how many Cracker Barrel locations are there?
That's Ray and Wilma Yoder. They're both 80. They're both 80.
I wish you'd let me guess, because I would have guessed Ray and Wilma. That's.
They are from Goshen, Indiana. They flew out west over the weekend so that the couple could visit their 645th Cracker Barrel.
You know, they're all the same.
At the grand opening of a new one in.
They all serve the same food.
How do you know?
It's a chain.
Have you ever been to the Cracker Barrel?
Yes.
You have?
You have?
Oh, you're one up on us then.
It's been a while, but I've never been there. I've been somewhere where there were no other options.
Ray was celebrating his 81st birthday. Ray celebrated with blueberry pancakes. Wilma had the eggs and sausage. All expenses paid for by Cracker Barrel, according to the local TV station in Indiana. It's really quite special. These little farm kids aren't used to all this hype, Ray said. We're little farm kids. We're not used to this. Their quest began 40 years ago.
Oh, jeez.
When Ray delivered recreational vehicles across the country for coachman. That was his job. He'd drive them to different locations for sale. He always chose to eat at a Cracker Barrel because he liked the food and he liked the people. Took the boredom out of being on the road, he said. It's a down-home spirit, and everybody here is friendly. It's like being at home. His wife, Wilma, joined him on the trips, and after spending over 30 years together on the road, they checked off hundreds of I didn't know there were that many Cracker Barrels in the world.
How many?
645.
And how have you managed to avoid them is my question.
Well,
there's always another choice.
I've always wanted to go to the Cracker. Now, the only one I know of is up there on off of I-15. What is it, in Layton or somewhere around in there?
Yeah,
That's the only one. But there are others in Utah, right?
I guess.
I've always wanted to go there. I've talked about it before.
You can. It's not a secret.
Well, something has to make me go, though.
You drive by it all the time when you go to Ogden. You drive right past it.
Something has to make me go there. Maybe the inspiration of Ray and Wilma Yoder. Maybe that'll make me.
I don't have a. I mean, I hear their biscuits are good. And
there's one in West Valley. There's one in Springville.
There's one up here in Layton.
Yeah, Layton. Is that where it is, Layton?
Yeah.
Dylan, have you Layton's kind of your stomping ground. There are 3 Cracker Barrels in Utah.
I've spent some time at a Cracker Barrel.
You have?
I ain't no stranger to the Cracker Barrel, my friend. And here's I've got this figured out. I don't know who our next Let's Go Eat show guest is going to be. We're going to Cracker Barrel.
No matter.
Now you got an excuse.
No matter what.
I don't care who it is.
What's the menu? I want to. What do they have?
It's down home country, good old American cooking.
Everything has gravy or is deep fried.
This is very exciting. What? Here, I have so many questions about Wilma and whatever their names were.
Well, I think I just said everything I know about them.
Okay, well, I want to know. Do they order the same thing every time they go, or do they switch it up? Are they creatures of habit?
Here you go, Bill. The maple pecan fried chicken.
Yeah.
How about that?
Have you had that?
No.
Oh, they have a lighter menu.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. A lighter menu.
Nobody orders off the lighter menu at the Cracker Barrel.
What's on the lighter menu?
Nothing you want.
It's the same thing, just reasonable portions as opposed to ridiculous portions.
I doubt it.
Here's the lighter menu. Are you ready?
Yeah. That's why I love the Cracker Barrel.
Gina, that's why we asked you what's on the lighter menu.
Buttermilk oven fried chicken breast.
Yeah.
On the lighter menu.
Yeah.
Pecan crusted catfish. On the lighter menu.
Mm-hmm.
So there's still breaded.
I maintain it's just a smaller portion, or a reasonable portion, is what I'm saying.
Now, see, you're leaving out a lot of important stuff about the Cracker Barrel, though.
What's that?
They also have just the food, but they also have a store.
Yeah.
Candy.
No. You can buy like stuff for your house.
You can buy furniture.
It's like a quilted
porch
bear.
swings.
Why
You can buy. Here's a stained glass pumpkin lamp. There's a Panama hat. There's a rocking chair. So with every Cracker Barrel, there is a. Oh, I can sign up for their weekly newsletter.
There you go.
Please do. Put me in there for it, please. Put me in there. They have a game on the table at all the Cracker Barrels, and there's these. They're like a triangle of wood with holes drilled in it, and you got like golf pegs.
Yeah.
And you have to jump over the other person. It's kind of like checkers. So you have something to do while you're sitting there waiting for your food to come out. Cracker Barrel is America. I'm feeling very patriotic.
Well, now I feel like I need to go there.
You don't eat at Cracker Barrel.
Well, apparently you've been there. Boy, the picture of the food, pumpkin pancakes. Look at this. There's pumpkin custard.
Crackerberry. You heard about this?
Pumpkin custard and ginger snaps.
Yeah.
I want to know how they proved they went to all 600. This sounds like I bet they're scamming to get a free meal. No, this is not. We've been to every single Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, it's Ray and Wilma Yoder, 80 years old, and that's their life.
Barrel.
That's their life.
Here's the most important question that I think needs to be asked, and I'll ask you, Dylan, because you've been there.
Yeah.
Are their appetizers even numbered?
I don't know. We'll have to find out when we go there.
I can look here
if
on the
it's
menu.
Odd number appetizers, that's a deal breaker.
No, I think you go to the Cracker Barrel and they say, "What's an appetizer?" What's an appetizer?
We don't have appetizer. We have starters.
I don't know what I know.
We got starters.
They've got breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and desserts. Yeah. Oh, a kids meals, but no appetizers, Carrie. No.
Lisnell says we hit the Cracker Barrel every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
When I was on tour with Children's Theater Company, and the actors would always get the 2 vegetable plates.
They have Carrie. They don't have appetizers. They have sides.
Sides. We got sides.
Sides. And let's see what their specialties are here. A bowl of pinto beans.
Nobody orders that.
A bowl of beans and greens.
Bowl
of turnip greens, and hot soup.
Listen,
nutrition guide.
I would just say this: being a cracker, I feel like I probably should
sit around the barrel
go to Cracker Barrel.
All right, let's all load up in the X96 incident management vehicle after the show.
No, we don't.
We'll drive. No,
honestly, I've never been, and I hear that they do a good biscuits and gravy. And I like biscuits and gravy. So, I've just never had a reason to go.
It really does feel like home cooking. I think it doesn't feel as processed and chainy as a lot of
chainy.
Now, I have been to a Black Bear Diner.
Yeah,
I have too.
Which is kind of, they say it's similar.
Yes,
and I've been there.
But they don't got a store at the Black Bear Diner, and they don't have the triangle games on the tables.
Yeah, we should go to the Cracker Barrel before we go to the Bayou on Saturday, September 16th.
Oh, just go see that show at the Capitol Theater. Is that what we're giving away?
Yes.
Now, can you explain this? Because it's a big...
It's like experiencing New Orleans for a night.
Yeah.
Music. It's currently being considered for 7 Grammy nominations, by the way. Synchronized choreography, live band. What are cryojets?
Live band cryojets.
Live band, cryojets.
It's the band, probably.
Oh, but it's not capitalized, so I don't know.
I don't know.
This is a show you don't want to miss. It says right here, and you can get tickets at artsaltlake.org, and I believe we're giving away tickets right now. So,
you want to ask a tough trivia question? How many Cracker Barrels did this couple say they visited?
Okay.
877-602-9696. How many did they say they visited?
Steph is saying that Dylan's love of Cracker Barrel is making her giddy.
They have an old-timers breakfast.
Old-timers
The old-timers breakfast.
Well, is it soft foods?
No. It's bacon and eggs and hash browns, and they give you an orange wedge.
An orange wedge for energy.
Yeah.
Just real quick, a cryojet is one of those things that shoots up like a lot of steam and smoke when you go to a theater.
Oh.
Those things that go like confetti cannons, but it's
they could have been more clear in their description.
Steam or something.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Oh, good heavens. 6 South exit ramp from northbound I-15 is closed due to an auto pedestrian crash. It is totally closed. Because it's an auto pedestrian crash, it will be closed for a while. So avoid that area at all costs, and will probably be that way for quite some time. Crash northbound I-15 at 27th South. And it looks like that's it that you're dealing with so far this morning, but that first one is a big one. Traffic brought to you by Snowbird Season Passes. They're on sale now and offer the most benefits of any pass in Utah. Experience the longest season, 2,500 acres of legendary terrain. Learn more at snowbird.com.
We got Boners Round 1 coming up here, and here are the boner candidates for your consideration. Number 1, I thought professors were smart. Boner candidate number 2, I use that needle to shoot up my chickens. And boner candidate number 3, he thought he was looking at 16-year-olds.
Okay. Round 1 of the boners coming up. Stand by for that. I know it's a special occasion for that couple that went to all those Cracker Barrels.
It was their birthday, I think.
Maybe I could send them some flowers for that.
Why don't you Pro-Flowers?
You don't need a reason, Carrie.
No, that's the whole point. You don't need a reason. That's when I send flowers, is for no reason at all. Pro-Flowers wants to help you surprise someone for no reason at all. And surprise yourself with a special deal for our listeners. This is a great deal. You can get 20% off of any of their unique summer rose bouquets or any other bouquet of $29 or more. Their colorful rainbow roses, which are the go-tos that I use because I like the purple ones that are in there. They're always a hit if you aren't sure what to send somebody. I mean, you'll probably go on their website and see something and go, oh, that's perfect. But if you can't, just go with the rainbow roses. That's always a good one. Pro-Flowers bouquets guaranteed to stay fresh for at least 7 days or your money back, and you control the delivery date, giving you more bloom for your buck. Get 20% off summer roses or any other bouquet of $29 or more. Here's how you do it. Go to proflowers.com. Use the code X96 at checkout. That's proflowers.com and the code X96. Don't wait to make somebody's day.
Strong Volkswagen and X96 presents.
So, I realize I haven't talked a lot about food on the trail, and I'll try to send you some pictures. I've actually taken some pictures of plates of food that I've been eating, but it's really interesting. All the places we stop at tea houses for food, and lunch and dinner, and generally we'll have hot black tea. And then you can order. There are a variety of things on the menu, and they're all kind of the same. You can get spaghetti with meat sauce, spaghetti with tomato sauce, spaghetti with a fried egg on top, and then there are also various local things that you can have. For instance, tonight I'm having Sherpa stew with vegetables. And if I want to, I could have Sherpa stew with vegetables and meat, and that would probably be buffalo meat. Buffalo meat. I decided I could have a steak. It's a buffalo steak. I'd have thought, I don't think I want a buffalo steak. So there are all kinds of things you can eat. And the service is really pretty good. It's not very crowded up here at this time of the year, and so the service is pretty fast, and they bring stuff out. But it's I don't know how to describe. It sounds like normal food, but it isn't. It has a really all of it has a very odd kind of twist to it. It's good. It's filling. But it all has this kind of, like I had a tuna sandwich today. I said, let me try a tuna sandwich and a bowl of soup. Well, the tuna sandwich was just a canned tuna on bread that had been heated up, and I don't think there was anything else on the bread. just tuna and bread, and then it had been heated up. It was a little odd, but believe me, I ate it. And then one of my favorite things, though, is potato time with the with the Sherpa guys who are carrying our stuff. A great crew of guys carrying our stuff, and they all gather around and have potato time. There's a big plate of like red potatoes, so back home, small red potatoes, and they bake them up and they take them in their hands and they rub the skin off of them, and then they dip the potato in this kind of hot, spicy pepper. Chili pepper stuff. Really good. A hot potato, nothing like it at the end of 2 hours I walked up and up and up today. We'll tell you more about it coming up.
Boy news and opinnuendo, celebrity news, and other stuff that we come up with right before we turn on the microphones.
There's nothing like giving folks what they want.
Listen weekday mornings on X96.
All right, 7:22. Time now for round one of the boner voting. 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. Boner, of course, means mistake. We'll give you 2 candidates now, then a third after the big boy news. Once you've heard all 3 of them, you will have to decide which one of these 3 is the most worthy candidate to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day.
Before you go on, Richie didn't put it on here, but he mentioned it a couple days ago and we haven't done it. We're going to do boner t-shirt giveaway in another hour. We always give the boner t-shirt away right now. We'll give it away.
We're moving it?
Yeah.
So what?
I think he said next week, didn't he?
You said next week?
Yeah, he said next week.
Oh, all right. Okay, then we'll do it now. Just because people, we always give it away here. We do the boners different times.
But next week we're going to move it to 8.
All right.
And all right.
So different people can win it. So now you can get a boner T-shirt from Excel Automotive Repair. Radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon. Try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper used car checkover before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
Boner candidate number 1. I thought professors were smart. A Florida college professor has been fired.
Oh, yeah, I read about this.
For saying Hurricane Harvey was karma for Texas because it supported Donald Trump. The University of Tampa sent sociology instructor Kenneth Story packing after his Twitter comment on Sunday. We condemn the comments and the sentiment behind them and understand the pain that this irresponsible act has caused, the university said. Story has been relieved of his duties at UT, and his classes will be covered by other sociology faculty. The university said Tampa is the heart of hurricane country, in the heart of hurricane country, knows all too well the destructive power of hurricanes. As Floridians, we are well aware of the destruction and suffering associated with tropical weather. Our thoughts and prayers are with all impacted by Hurricane Harvey. Now, Mr. Story, Professor Story, had tweeted, I don't believe in instant karma, but this kind of feels like it for Texas. Hopefully this will help them realize the Republican Party doesn't care about them.
This is a professor?
That's why it's called I Thought Professors Were Smart. That's why I've been saying professor throughout the story. Yes, it's a professor. He apologized, but it turned out to be too little too late. He said, I deeply regret. I never meant to wish ill will upon anybody. I hope all affected by Harvey will recover quickly. While people are suffering and dying and drowning and losing their property, you don't tweet that it's payback for voting for the Republican Party. Boner candidate number 1, I thought professors were smart. Boner candidate number 2, if you go to x96.com/live, I think you might see a mugshot of this guy. Police say that William Conley tried to smuggle heroin into a jail last week by hiding it in his prosthetic leg. By the way, the title of this boner candidate is, I use that needle to shoot up my chickens. Authorities had initially arrested Mr. Conley on a warrant for failure to appear for driving with a suspended license when they discovered a heroin-filled syringe in his prosthetic leg during a search at the Marion County Jail. Now, Mr. Conley told the cops, I don't know nothing about that syringe. Well, wait, I do know about it. I use it to inject my chickens with vitamins.
With vitamins? Okay.
Well, this is heroin in here. Well, I don't know nothing about that. I'm not a heroin user. I'm a meth addict, but I'm not a heroin user. He was charged with smuggling contraband into a detention facility and possession of drug paraphernalia. Boner candidate number 2, I use that needle to shoot up my chickens. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3, well, he thought he was looking at 16-year-olds.
All right. Boner candidate number 3, happening right after this here. Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by
Feldman's Deli, open for breakfast at 8 a.m. Real New York bagels, corned beef hash, Taylor ham, fried egg sandwiches, bagel beignets, biscuits and gravy, and other New York deli faves. Like them on Facebook. Go to feldmansdeli.com. Feldman's Deli, done right.
Thank God. I mean, this has been dragging on. Sofia Vergara has scored a major victory in her contentious, and I may say continuous battle with her ex-fiancé Nick Loeb over frozen embryos. A Louisiana federal judge tossed the case out Friday, saying that the fertilized eggs, which have been cryogenically frozen since the couple's IVF treatment, in vitro fertilization treatment, in 2013, they are citizens of California where they were conceived. The eggs are.
The embryos?
Yeah, they're citizens of California, and they're really attractive embryos. Louisiana is the only state where embryos have legal rights of their own, which is why the lawsuit was filed.
Okay.
And the judge said, well, yeah, that's right. We consider embryos have legal rights. You know, they're but these embryos are foreigners. They ain't from here. They're California embryos. I'm throwing this case out.
And so was that the end of it then?
The suit was filed on behalf of the eggs named
Eggs?
Emma and Isabella, demanding that he filed the suit, Loeb did, demanding he get custody and alleging that Vergara had effectively, she's abandoned Isabella and
you want her to keep him in her fridge? Is that what you're saying?
This is
how you abandon.
But can you imagine how upsetting this must be for her?
Yes.
I mean, really, we can make some jokes about this, but this asshat keeps going at her with this. What a horror!
Is it a wonder she didn't want to have kids with him?
It makes me wonder why. This is certainly not. He's been like this all of his life.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He's been an ass.
There's a reason she's not with him anymore.
But why was she with him to begin with is what you'd have to ask.
Besides, she probably wants to make a baby with Joe now. Joe Manganiello.
The leader of a Houston-based megachurch, Joel Osteen, said Tuesday that they have opened the doors to the church, which is it's like a basketball arena, to the victims of Hurricane Harvey. After initial statements about the storm met with strong criticism online, Joel Osteen, a prominent televangelist and the leader of Lakewood Church, had not said whether the church would be offering shelter when he tweeted Saturday to express his prayers for those affected by the storms. And people started criticizing him on Twitter, saying, well, it's pretty easy to say prayers for these people while you're living in your mansion. And
they still aren't accepting people. They're a donation place. He said.
Well, there are people in there now.
He said when the shelters are full, people can come here.
Then they're full because there are people in there now.
Yeah, because I heard a report this morning.
There
were
are pictures of people.
And when you hear the PR guy for the Lakewood Church, you hear him go, Well, it's flooded before on the first level, and the reason why on Saturday we didn't want people to be here yet is we weren't positive. So we're still not letting people down on the first floor. So the second floor.
Here's the deal. You're a tax-free church. Open the damn doors.
Right.
It should have been the first day.
Right.
But it's open. It's open now. Osteen is he's one of these televangelists. He's the prime leader of this movement of the Lord wants you to be wealthy.
Yeah.
And the Lord wants you to help make me wealthy, and you will also become wealthy, and that's a good thing. So
because I know the LDS churches were taking people right away.
Sure.
He had no excuse.
They should have opened. I mean, they did. They said, and I did see some pictures when it was started, that there was flooding around it, and they said, well, that's the reason we didn't open it up immediately. But anyway, it's open now.
Have you seen the pictures of the Houston LDS Temple flooding? It's flooded.
Really?
The Houston LDS Temple, and a guy took a kayak around the Houston LDS Temple, and the whole bottom level of it. It's sort of eerie to see. We're so used to the temples here.
Well, get used to it.
Well,
Get used to seeing that.
I guess, right? They're in Houston, but it's
the flood is going to come
again and again and again.
Lake Bonneville wasn't a fluke. It's coming back.
Do you need to recommend a kayak through the temple, or are they letting anybody do that?
The doors weren't open, Gina. Don't be disrespectful.
At least 30 deaths and many more injuries are believed to be related to Hurricane Harvey. It's now hitting Louisiana. Storm surge alerts are in effect along hundreds of miles of coastline from Port Bolivar, Texas, to Morgan City, Louisiana. It's just been, and it is still raining there. A really sad story. The people saw this happen. A Texas mother died saving her 3-year-old daughter from drowning. The baby was clinging to the mother, and as they were being swept away, and they managed to grab them and pull them out of the water. But the mom didn't make it, but the baby did. Utah business leaders are fed up with Governor Herbert and Salt Lake's bad air quality.
You must all be Republicans.
They say it's made hiring employees from outside of Utah challenging because potential employees don't want to come here and breathe the bad air in the Salt Lake Valley. Business leaders teamed together to write a letter to Utah Governor Herbert to express their concerns and air quality improvement suggestions. The letter also states that the Environmental Protection Agency is requiring the state to submit a serious state implementation plan to reduce pollution. It states that fine particle pollution has violated federal health standards for over 10 years, and it has. For over 10 years, and we still haven't managed to fix it. Again, I'll say this, and I looked at the transit system in Portland. Somebody was telling me about that. They have a similar system of tracks. It looks almost like ours, although it's way more extensive. You know, goes into a lot of neighborhoods and so forth. And we've always said we think that public transportation here should be free. It's not specifically free in Portland, but it is really cheap. I mean, really cheap, like a $2.75, and if you ride it a lot, it says so. If you pay for a certain number of days, then you get a whole month free. You know, see what I mean? So they make it very, very affordable, and if you use it a lot, you get discounts and you get it free for a long time. And they really need to do that. That would help pollution, I think, a lot. Herbert. The Catholic Church is being fined here in Utah.
Oh?
DABC got them.
What? Really?
Yep.
What happened?
At a meeting on Tuesday, the Utah Department of Alcohol Beverage Control voted to punish St. John the Baptist Parish in Draper for an incident during the church's annual Festival of the Roses in May. The church was ordered to pay $600 in fines and fees. It appears that some of the volunteers had a little alcohol while they were volunteering, and that's against the law.
This is not a big deal.
The Festival of the Roses is an annual fundraiser for the church, which sits on the same plot of land as Juan Diego High School. The liquor law violation is more common among restaurants or bars where employees may be drinking on the clock.
Yeah, this is not an employee. These are volunteers of the church.
At least they weren't watching Deadpool at the same time.
Exactly.
St. John the Baptist Church was among more than 40 businesses who faced punishment for alcohol violations on Tuesday. Speaking to Fox 13, Reverend Richard Sherman, and Reverend, get your house in order, suggested that the fine was a blessing when it comes to the harms that can be caused by alcohol. So apparently,
somebody tattled. Somebody was at this fundraiser and went, you know what, they're drinking.
I don't think there was any problem.
No.
I mean, there wasn't a fight or...
No.
Nope.
You shouldn't be
drinking. A fundraiser at a church.
Yeah.
It's
you're
not
right.
a big deal.
Somebody
tattled.
Yeah.
Do we have time to get to Justin Bieber's testicles?
I wish...
There's never time.
If I would say if you could cover it in 30 seconds.
Well, no, I can't. It's
I didn't think so.
The Biebs balls are
yeah. Oh.
It's a big story about.
Is it a big story?
It's a big story.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's we'll address that coming
All
up.
right, that's coming up. Sports, weather, traffic.
I like sports.
Okay.
Weather is hot and dumb, 98.
Really?
Chance of some thunderstorms later this afternoon, but it's still summer for a while. Excuse me, delays are worse than normal northbound I-15 due to multiple ramp closures getting into downtown Salt Lake. Crash on northbound I-15 approaching the I-80 eastbound interchange. Cars are on the left shoulder, adding to the delays from the 6th South exit closure. If you didn't hear that earlier, there was an auto pedestrian accident at the 6th South exit off northbound I-15, and all lanes of traffic there are closed.
So just do not use 6 South.
That's traffic.
All right, here's boner candidate number 3. I thought he was looking at 16-year-olds. A man charged with viewing child pornography did not know that he was looking at images of under 16-year-old people because he's blind, a court has heard.
Well, how is he looking at anything?
Andrew Shaw, that's the question, isn't it? Andrew Shaw was aided into Blackpool Magistrates Court, Lancashire, by his black Labrador guide dog. His wife, who was supporting her husband, is also blind and was led into the court by her white Labrador guide dog. Shaw of Derby Road Thornton Cleverleys, Lancashire. so Mr. Shaw of Darby Road, Thornton Cleverleys, Lancashire, faces 3 offenses of possessing 71 downloaded obscene images of children on his computer. 12 of the images are alleged to be of the worst variety, whatever that means. He said, "This is an unusual case." This is the lawyer, his barrister. "This is an unusual case as my client is registered blind. He has no sight in one eye and only a small amount of sight in the other. It may be argued that difficulty with his vision makes it difficult for him to put an age to images on downloads. He may think that he's looking at 16-year-olds. He was granted bail. Boner candidate number 3, well, he thought he was looking at 16-year-olds.
Well, even if... How is a 16-year-old better, right?
Well, apparently the law in Britain...
Really?
Is 16
I guess.
or 18?
I guess that must be. I think here it's 18.
If our London friend of the program is listening this morning, weigh in.
He may have thought he was looking at 16-year-olds.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, I thought professors were smart. This is a professor in Tampa, Florida, fired over making a tweet about Hurricane Harvey, saying this is instant karma for the people in Texas because they vote Republican. Boner candidate number 2, listen, I'll use that needle to shoot up my chickens. It's a suspect trying to smuggle a heroin needle into jail in his prosthetic leg and then claiming, I'm a meth user, I'm not a heroin user. And Boner candidate number 3, he thought he was looking at 16-year-olds.
All right, let's vote. You got to decide which of these 3 candidates is the worst and therefore the most qualified to go forward to Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day. So pick the worst one. 1, 2, or 3. Remember the number of your candidate. Put the number in the message of your text. Text it to 33986. It's one way. You can use your voice, 877-602-9696. You can vote that way. Or you can go to x96.com and look for the box that says Round 1, August 30th on it, and vote there. If you don't see that box, refresh. It'll appear. Okay? 300 seconds. Round 1. It's Boner voting. Let's go.
So I've been thinking about something as I've been on this trek. This has really been kind of the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Walking along, and this is a staggeringly beautiful country. The vistas are almost indescribable. You see, we had a very good view of Mount Everest, Sagarmatha, today, and it looks tiny down at the end of the Khumbu Valley. It looks very small because we're walking past mountains we're very close to mountains that are huge, like Amada Blam, which Dean has summited. How high is Amada Blam?
A little over 23,000 feet.
That's, of course, Dean Cardinal. So we pass mountains like that, and they make Everest look small. 5.5 hours today on the trail, very difficult, and I've had a lot of time to think. And the other day, something just popped into my head when we were trekking around, and I thought, when we get to the monastery, I'm going to cut all my hair off. It's not I talked to my wife, and she said, why are you going to do that? And I said, well, I don't know, it just popped into my mind, and I'm kind of tired of dealing with it on the trail. My hair is always soaking wet from sweat, and she said, is it a spiritual thing? And I said, well, maybe kind of it is. It is kind of. It's a humility thing, and I feel very humbled by this experience, by what I'm doing here. It's very difficult. I see people around me carrying 200 pounds on their back, and I can barely make it up the hill with 8 pounds on my back. And a Geljan Sherpa says, Bill, can I take some? Let me carry your water. Let me, I am humbled by this experience, and Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to come back and be all weird and religious or anything like that. But it is a humbling experience, and I'm going to go to the monastery here at Tengboche tomorrow sometime, and I guess one of the monks will shave my head, and you'll hear about it on the radio. That's it for now from Tengboche, and namaste, everyone. Namaste.
Start hello, yeah, what here in a moment, just so you know.
877-602-9696?
Yes.
Yeah, so call
It's your
us.
opportunity to call and whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, this is entirely different from check-ins.
But first we have to award the boner.
Yeah, we will, but just start calling now, 877-602-9696. So we had boner candidate number one.
Brought to you in part by...
brought to you in part by pork shish kebabs.
And get 2 season passes to Solitude Mountain Resort with your qualifying new Chevy purchase at Riverton Chevrolet, your home of big savings, small prices, online at rivertonchevy.com.
So number one was I thought professors were smart. That was the professor in Tampa who tweeted out, I don't believe in instant karma, but maybe Texas is getting paid back for voting for Republicans. Not a smart thing to do. Boner candidate number two, let's not use that needle to shoot up my chickens. It's a suspect who tried to smuggle a syringe full of heroin into jail in his prosthetic leg. His excuse was, he said, I don't know what's in there. I use that to shoot vitamins into my chickens, and I don't use heroin. I'm a meth user. And then boner candidate number 3, he thought he was looking at 16-year-olds. A child porn defendant claims he didn't know that he was looking at underage pictures because he's blind. Let's see. Brandy Thomas won the boner T-shirt, and it was a fierce battle between boner candidate number 1 and boner candidate number 3, and winning by just 10 votes. Number 1, I thought professors were smart.
Really? Okay. That is now your first candidate for Boner Fight. It will go on to Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day. We do that at 9:25.
So we got some calls coming in here for Hello, Yeah, What? But just quickly, while we're waiting for one more line to fill up, we have 3. We have into this massive studio to service our hundreds of thousands of listeners. We have 3 lines.
Well, we can't handle more than that.
So there's one line open. You can call 877-602-9696. So I came in today. We were talking about having we are going to have a week from Friday, a not safe for work recording and mixer at the Ruin in Sugar House, which is a fine bar there.
You can come watch, but you have to register. That'll go up later today on x96.com.
So when we've been talking about having a special guest, and so we got one. We've got a special guest.
Oh, who is it?
Well, I don't know if I can tell you. I don't think I can tell you.
What do you mean you can't tell us?
Well, I didn't. I guess it's supposed to be a secret.
Is this a security issue?
It's supposed to be a secret. See, Richie told me this morning who it's going to be. Our producer told me. But then when Dylan found out that I'd been told, he was very upset.
He wanted it to be a surprise.
So I guess I can't tell you.
I'm uncomfortable with a surprise. I want to know who I'm going to be hanging out with, and if it's someone that I don't like, I want.
Well, Bill knows if you like this. Does Carrie like this person?
Maybe. I don't see. I have to be vague. I'm not certain I can tell you.
Don't we want to tell people so they will sign up and say, I want to see.
I want to come and hang out with that person as well. It's not Governor Herbert. It's not Governor Herbert.
I'm uncomfortable with this. I think I need to know.
Well, I don't know. I can't tell you. Maybe somebody.
That's not fair.
Maybe Dylan will tell you by the end of the show.
Okay.
I know.
All right.
But I'm not telling.
All right.
Hello, yeah, what?
That's the feature we're doing right now. It's where you call into this radio station and we speak to you. It is a phone feature on the radio.
Yeah.
We invented that, just so you know.
I like the people who use it to plug their businesses. I find that very amusing.
All right, let's begin with
Hello, yeah, what?
Candace.
Hello, Candace.
Hi.
How can we service you today?
Well, I was hoping to get some good luck. I have a job interview today.
Good luck.
Okay.
Thanks. See ya.
What sort of job are you interviewing for?
It's a job with Ogden City, so I'm.
Are you going to be a police officer or a clerical person, or what kind of a job?
It's a clerical job at the city.
All right, Candace, what I need you to do is I need you to place your phone on the top of your head, and I'm going to rub the top of your head through your phone for luck. You ready? Okay, put it on on top of your head. You ready? Okay. There you go.
Oh, that'll work.
That's scientifically proven.
Candace, do you have qualifications for this job?
Yeah. So I'm.
You do. I mean,
I'm keeping my fingers
crossed. Can you take dictation? Candace, come in here and take a letter.
What are you wearing, Candace?
Yeah, to the interview.
My good luck outfit.
Okay, well, good.
The one I got from my last job.
Is it that T-shirt you got in Las Vegas that said no? So, Candace, let me just ask you one more question.
Okay.
Who is the Vice President of the United States?
Mike Pence.
Very good.
Oh,
Very good.
You get the job.
I would hire you immediately.
That's a control question that we use.
Yeah. All right. Thanks.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Good luck, Candace.
Let us know if you get it.
Bye-bye. I have no doubt she will.
And you did the head rub.
The head rub. That's what did it.
Does that work?
Well, we'll find out. Abby.
Hi, Abby.
Hi.
Hi, Abby.
Hi.
Welcome to...
Hello, yeah, what?
Thank you.
There is a line open at 877-602-9696.
And again, it's whatever you want to talk about. Okay.
Go ahead, Abby.
I just want to talk about airport maintenance or etiquette.
Okay.
Airport etiquette.
Because etiquette, yeah. Like, I have no problem with people being on their phone, but remember other people can hear you
Oh, yeah.
and your conversation.
Yeah.
So when you're maybe take it away from the counter and not yell at the gate agent on your phone and swear like every other word.
Yeah, that's
And
not
there are
okay.
children standing next to you.
Not okay.
It's airport etiquette.
Please, little pitchers have big ears.
Exactly.
Well, so what?
Nobody else wants to listen to your
Yeah,
conversation.
that's not just at the airport. That's anywhere.
Anywhere, really. And you know, when you're having a disagreement or a discussion with somebody in that situation, you know, the second that you raise your voice, you have lost. You have immediately lost, because that person will immediately just
check out.
Mentally, they will check out and shut down, and they're not going to help you anymore.
Except, Abby, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Did you get a sense of who the person was and who they were yelling at? And
Sometimes you can, yeah. Other times.
Oh, you work. I'm sorry. Do you work at the airport? Is that what this is?
I do.
Oh, you're.
She gets this all the time.
You're a
Mhm.
ticket agent.
Yeah.
I said, well, isn't it kind of fun sometimes to, so you're just.
Oh, it's the best people watching you've ever had.
Yeah. All right, Abby.
I don't need to know about your life.
Well,
I don't need to know that.
And I've told this story before, but when we were coming back from Japan and Korea, and we were in an American airport, and this guy was sitting next to me, and I could hear his conversation. He was talking with his mom, and he was talking about how polite and quiet people are in Japan.
Very loud.
Oh, I guess we're really loud, apparently. Yes, you are. Yeah. All right. Okay.
All right, Abby. See ya.
It is the feature.
Hello, yeah, what?
And this is Michael.
Michael?
Michael.
Hey, good morning. Thanks
morning.
for letting me listen.
You're welcome. What can we do for you today?
I just wanted to say I've moved back to Salt Lake City after being gone for a number of years and never thought I'd be back. But I am very thankful that you guys are still here and still being a bastion of sanity.
Are you homeless? Do you need a place to live?
No, I do have a home.
Okay. That was Ben, wasn't it?
Yeah. Where did you go?
Yeah. Where'd you go?
I went to California and then Arizona.
Oh yeah, Arizona. You don't want to stay in Arizona.
No, nobody wants.
What brought
5 years in the desert was enough.
What brought you back?
My wife's work.
Oh, so you get to stay at home?
No, I don't. I found another job out here.
Oh,
but
that's too bad. All right, Michael. Thanks.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
See ya.
Thank you. All right, we will continue this feature.
Hello, yeah, what?
On the other side of this break, if you insist, 877-602-9696. All right, thank you.
Crash eastbound 201 freeway at 9th West exit. Traffic is backed to Bangor Highway, and delays are worse than normal northbound I-15 due to multiple ramp closures getting into downtown Salt Lake. Crash northbound I-15 approaching I-80 eastbound interchange. Cars are on the left shoulder. This is only adding to the delays from the 6 South exit closure. That entire exit is closed due to an earlier auto pedestrian accident. Getting into downtown is going to be difficult this morning.
I'll just use a different exit.
Yeah, brought to you by Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest. Enjoy classic German beer, food, and music every Saturday and Sunday, including Labor Day through October 15th. Get all the details at snowbird.com.
All right.
Hello, yeah, what?
Continues.
Get the Radio from Hell podcast on x96.com.
All right, so we're downtown now. We're Broadway media.
Yeah.
Because our building is on Broadway.
Yeah.
Third South.
Third South. Now, the mayor has taken an awful lot of time and money to build very special bicycle lanes.
Yes.
Here on Third.
Dedicated.
They're very nice.
Dedicated. So I'm walking down Broadway yesterday, and here comes a bike rider toward me on the sidewalk.
Jerk.
On the sidewalk.
He's on the sidewalk, riding his bike down the sidewalk, coming towards me.
Wienermobile! Sorry. For some reason, the Wienermobile's outside. I'm sorry.
I knew she'd do that. I ignored it.
You ignored the Wienermobile?
I did.
You know, you can acknowledge in your head the Wienermobile when someone's in the middle of telling a story.
I'm sorry.
You know.
It's on 3rd South, Broadway, where your story takes place.
So the bike's coming toward you.
Bike's coming toward me on the sidewalk.
Tell the story to me and shut up on Mike.
Yeah. And so and this is exactly how I did it. I wasn't a jerk about it. I wasn't, hey! I never did that.
Mm-hmm.
I went like this. Bike lane. You could use the bike lane. Said it exactly like that.
Mm-hmm.
And as the guy zipped past me, he yells, F off.
Hug off.
I mean, why? I would think you would prefer to use the bike lane.
Sure.
Why would it be more attractive to drive down the sidewalk than
What sort of
the bike lane?
What could you tell? What sort of
it was
biker and
well, he was casual, I think.
Was
because
it a hipster or was it,
it was
a guy?
Kind of a hipster.
Or was it a DUI guy?
It was a mountain bike, younger guy, no helmet.
Not a DUI guy.
No. But then a minute later, so I just kept walking. A minute later, he scoots right up next to me.
Were you nervous?
And I'm like, I didn't know what to think.
Mm-hmm.
He said, dude, I listen every morning. That was an awesome interaction.
He turned around and came back.
He realized who it was that he had just told to hug off. Yeah.
And I went, okay. I just, the mayor spent an awful lot of time and money on that bike lane. I just thought you might want to use it, is all.
Mm-hmm.
Did he explain why?
He rambled about how he's a passenger, he's a rider, he's a pedestrian, he just goes wherever, some sort of crazy.
Oh, he's like...
It didn't make any sense, and I just kept walking. So.
But he turned around and came
back.
Did he apologize?
Did not apologize. I think that was his way of apologizing.
Saying I listen to your show.
Saying I listen to your show every morning after I tell you to F off.
Well, I don't know. I think I might have said, that doesn't make it okay.
I didn't care to interact anymore. Once he started going on about how he's a pedestrian and a passenger and all that.
Doesn't make any sense.
I went, okay, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk.
is one of the nation's longest-running morning shows. We don't know why either. Listen weekday mornings on X96.
Hello, yeah, what?
That's the feature we're doing right now. It's the call-in feature. You call into the radio station.
Now, wait, again, how does it work?
You call 877-602-9696. Well, not you.
No, the listeners.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we can speak to you on the radio.
This has got to be more difficult than it sounds.
Do we use a phone? Well, they use a phone. We have a phone plugged into this thing.
Oh.
And then you talk about whatever you want.
Hello, yeah, what?
Right.
Okay, let's continue. It's Chris. Hello, Chris.
Hello, yeah, what?
Chris.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Sir? Sir, what can we do?
Yeah, I missed the X-Poll, so I just wanted to tell you how I found you guys.
Oh, okay.
from yesterday, yeah.
Our X-Play yesterday was, when was the first time you heard Radio from Hell? How did you come by us, and why did you stick around?
Once you heard it, why in the hell did you keep listening? That's
I actually followed Gina over from a different radio.
Oh!
Thank
And
you.
Ironically, the only radio prize I've ever won was from you, Gina.
What did I give you?
Was it on this station or the previous one?
The previous one. They had a feature where you had to call in first thing in the morning and listen to the whole radio show on your phone.
Permahold.
And then at the end, they gave you a prize.
So you'd have to be on your phone, and you never knew when I was going to come back and say, you still there?
Exactly.
You had to sit there and listen all morning. So what did you get for
I
doing
think
that?
that was just so you knew you at least had one listen.
That's exactly what it was.
Was the prize dental work?
No, it was a 6-pack of Mountain Dew and a corn CD.
Yeah, well.
You did that
Yeah,
for
I got it on the last day, so.
You did that for a 6-pack of Mountain Dew and a corn CD?
Well, the rest of the week you were giving away T-shirts and all kinds of good stuff, and I hit you on the very last day. So
This is
you
a
were probably
contest for
emptying out the closet.
This is a contest for the unemployed. Is really what it amounted to. All right. All right. Well, thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Oh, hey.
What?
Look over there.
Oh.
Chris has been listening a while.
That's pretty good.
All right, let's go to Mark. Hello, Mark.
Hello, yeah, what?
All right.
Good morning, lords and ladies.
Yes, Good morning.
Thank you for letting me listen.
Sure. What can we do for you?
I wanted to call in and thank Gina for her crusade in bringing the American flag back to all people,
and not
just the crazy right wing.
Yeah.
I am a bleeding heart liberal, and I love the American flag. I wear it as often as I can. I have socks. Most of my wardrobe.
Oh, I don't have
coffee
socks.
mugs.
I need socks.
You're really falling down, Gina. You need to do better on this.
If it hadn't been for Gina, the flag would have been lost.
No, that's not the point.
The flag would have been lost to liberals.
The point is, I don't like the flag being appropriated by just one side.
I know,
it's
and
for
you
all of
have
us.
fixed it. You fixed it.
Well,
I agree.
I think you could
So
go.
I'm with you on that crusade, Gina.
I think she could go further. I don't.
What's your underwear doing?
I don't see enough red, white, and blue on you every day.
Is there any? You need some.
I need this. Well, he has
underpants.
socks. I need. Well, you're not going to see underpants.
You want to bet?
I need.
I'll bring you some socks down, Gina.
Oh.
Yeah, you need socks.
I would like a red, white, and blue like hoodie or something
If you
that I can wear here at work.
If you were really into this, you would get an American flag tattooed on your chest.
On my chest? No one would see that.
On somewhere. On your arm. Get an American. I bet Sergio would do it for you. You get an American flag tattooed on your arm. Come on.
That's the way I prove it?
Come on. Well, no, I'm just saying. That way, it's always with you.
I do have an American eagle tattooed on my arm that says USA as well.
Oh, you do? Cool.
I think you need to take that step, Gina.
The tattoos, the
Just
permanent
a
step.
small tattoo on your arm somewhere, and
Maybe
then
maybe
it's
on your-
always there.
Maybe on your ankle. Or
I don't have any tattoos, so that would be a big...
I think an American flag tramp stamp would be.
Well, everybody would see that.
And then under it, you should say, "Don't tread on me."
No, that's going the other way.
That's going the other way. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Okay, it is. Let's go to Susan.
Hello, yeah, what?
Yes, Susan, can we help you?
Good morning. I'm going to start talking really fast because I don't want to make the same mistake. That's why I'm calling.
Okay.
I called 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I started the conversation. It just slipped out, how are you? And then as soon as I said it, I was like, whoa. Or what does Homer Simpson say? So, right as soon as I did it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, people start the conversation, how are you? But since then, because I did it and knew that you don't prefer that, my irritable bowel syndrome is acted up.
Oh.
I've been unable to sleep.
Susan.
I might be exaggerating just a bit. But
Might be, yeah.
the point of the story is I'm hurrying and talking now so I don't say, how are you?
It's a crutch that
I already know how you are.
people
Mm-hmm.
use.
And the other thing is when people say to you guys, thanks for letting me listen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what if you told me right now I'm not going to let you listen?
Carrie can do it.
I can make it happen.
He can show you. You want to see how that can happen?
Well, I can still listen on the radio. You can't block me from listening.
Oh, no, Carrie can.
I can shut off your radio.
Carrie can. You want to see?
Let me, okay.
Carrie
here,
has to engage the right button.
There's a machine, and what it's doing is it's finding your radio.
Yeah.
And it takes a second for it to find it.
Right now?
And it will.
It's like a GPS.
Yeah,
kind
it's
of.
like a GPS. It'll lock right into your radio and shut it off. Are you ready? Because I think,
don't do that.
We'll come back.
I'll turn it back on, but I want to show you. This is why you need to thank us for letting you listen, because I can shut off and disable radios at random. So here we go.
Well, that's too much power.
It is too much power.
Okay, here we go.
They shouldn't have given it to me. Here,
No.
okay. Here, I'm going to turn your radio off. You ready? Here we go.
Yeah, sure.
Now, see, for that brief period of time, your radio was off.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely. We have to kind of keep Carrie in check with this.
Yes.
We sort of are his
There are
conscience.
days when I feel like turning off everyone's radio.
The whole valley. Yeah.
There are some days when I think the show is so bad that I'm like, we should just,
Well, two things. I'm not going to call in and say, how are you? And I'm not going to say thanks for letting me listen because I'm very skeptical on the second part.
All right,
well, don't make me prove
you
it.
guys have a great day.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you. Let's go to,
Don't make me prove it.
Let's go to Tally.
Hello, yeah, what?
Hi, Tally.
Yes.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Hey, I want my radio off.
You ready?
No, I want
I'll turn it
my radio
off. Here we go. You ready? I'm going to turn it off. There you go. I just turned off your radio for a second.
So what do you need?
I know
Tally?
you have the power.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I made it through my primary. I'm running for city council in the great city of Cottonwood Heights.
Tally, what's your full name?
Tally Bruce.
Tally Bruce.
And I'm District 3.
Why do you want to be on the city council in the newly formed municipality of Cottonwood Heights?
Well, there's a lot of reasons. I'm passionate about our city and where I live, and we need a dog park. We need. My husband just came to let me know I'm on the radio. We need a dog park. We need a senior center. We need an outdoor amphitheater.
Can you?
But more.
Oh, go ahead.
More importantly,
we
need leadership with compassion and inclusive.
Can you legalize marijuana in Cottonwood Heights?
I can fight. I can fight really hard.
Fight for that.
I can be a voice for it every day.
A voice for that. Well, Tally, good luck. You made it.
Thank you.
You made it through a primary. Did you win handily, or was it a close race?
You know, there were two female candidates. We split about 60% of the vote, so I'm optimistic. We need a little diversity in Cottonwood. It's kind of a whitewash of middle-aged men.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
that's politics in general.
Yeah, here, especially here in Utah.
We need more women.
All right.
I think Trump's America threw a lot of us off of our couch, and all of a sudden we're politically engaged.
Good, Tally.
Good
We'll
luck.
Thank you.
I hope the tally of the votes is in your
Oh,
favor.
no. They tally up in my favor.
All right.
See you later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you. Bye.
All right. I'm sorry we're out of time. We had
I'm
more.
not.
We had more calls. but
Hello, yeah, what?
We are out of time. Let's see. So traffic, Gina. Do you have that?
Yeah, sorry. So, stop and go traffic, I-15 southbound from Layton Parkway through Kaysville. There's a crash northbound I-15 200 north in Kaysville, blocking the HOV lane and left shoulder, creating delays for southbound traffic. Crash eastbound 201 freeway 9th west exit, traffic backed to Bangor Highway. Crash northbound I-15 approaching the I-80 eastbound interchange, adding to the delays that are also happening. 6 south exit There was an auto pedestrian accident there earlier. I have not seen if it's started to reopen yet. I don't think so, so I would still avoid that area if you can. Brought to you by Snowbird Season Passes. They're on sale and offer the most benefits of any pass in Utah. Experience the longest season, 2,500 acres of legendary terrain. Learn more at snowbird.com.
We have Boners Round 2 coming up. Mm-hmm. Here are your candidates. Number 1, we have a policy, no dogs. Boner candidate number 2, well, it's probably the tequila. And boner candidate number 3, I think I got some bad meth here.
All right, round 2 of the boner voting. Also, things that must go on the way. Stand by for that.
And you'll be able to see clearly when we do the story about Justin Bieber's testicles in the news too.
Okay.
With your vision from Hoops Vision, go to just please call them 877-30-LASIK. Summer's winding down, but there's still a lot of time for summer adventures. Mm-hmm. Like I'm going to go to Moab this weekend, and I'm going to go on a little rafting trip, among other things. I don't have to wear glasses or contacts because I got the laser eye surgery.
And the first appointment is free to find out if you qualify. I'm pretty sure you will qualify.
Yeah,
because the technology has advanced so much, just about everybody does.
I mean, from back when I had it done, the first people who did mine was not Hoops. They weren't around then. So they used a blade on my eye, a little snipper thing. Well, they don't do that anymore. I've had Hoops redo my laser surgery, and it's all lasers. It's not painful in the slightest, and you heal really quickly. So call them, 877-30-LASIK. They'll talk to you about payment plans as well, or you can go to their website, hoopsvision.com.
Attention local bands. Broadview Entertainment Arts University wants to put you in their state of...
So weird.
What?
I took the garbage out last night about 5 o'clock, right? This morning, I'm backing out to come to work.
Okay.
And one of my cans is tipped over and open, and the other one is still up but open.
Mine too. I stopped in the driveway this morning. I'm pulling out of the driveway, and one of my cans was knocked over. The other one moved.
Gets weirder. Did you notice the rest of your neighborhood?
I did not.
I drove up my street because I thought I saw, but I couldn't quite tell. It looked like others had this happen.
Are you guys unfamiliar with wind? It was really windy last night.
It was?
Is this?
It was?
I didn't know.
When was it really windy?
It's not been any more windy than usual.
No, it was really windy last night.
It wasn't windy when the cans went out.
Well,
were put out. Was it windy after I went to bed?
Yes.
Oh,
I didn't get home last night until almost 10 o'clock.
Oh, so we were asleep.
Just think it's funny.
So what do you think?
My cans were
it was weird.
Over. What?
But what?
Wouldn't your first thought be? I wonder if the wind blew my cans.
No,
that was my first. That was my first thought until I saw everyone else's, and I'm like,
I didn't think that at all.
Because again, it wasn't. I woke up at about midnight to pee, and the wind was blowing, but it didn't. It wasn't blowing any more than usual.
There were gusts.
Yeah, well, I didn't hear any of that, and I didn't think that. I just thought, I wonder why the garbage can is knocked over.
You immediately go to conspiracy, not wind.
I went to...
No, I didn't go to conspiracy. No. I went to somebody backed into my can and knocked it over. That's what I thought.
I went to raccoons. That was my first thought.
I also thought of raccoon. Could have been raccoons.
It was really windy.
I thought raccoons, maybe,
Okay, so it was windy. Thanks, Gina. You could have just told us.
Why is that irritating? I'm just amused
because you're
that
acting like we're asses because we didn't know it was windy.
We're over too.
Like I said, it didn't seem any more windy than usual, and my cans have survived many a windstorm. As you know, I live on Mount Doom.
I know.
And we have our occasional wind.
You idiot! It was windy.
And this is the first time that this has happened.
I would think
my cans usually survive the
wind. My cans have not ever that I recall have ever been blown over by the wind, and it didn't look that way. It didn't look that way. One of them had been moved, and one of them had been knocked over, and I thought somebody backed into them, and I had to get out of the car and put them up.
But the lid was just open on one, and it was still standing. That's why, to me, it was odd.
And that is odd.
That the wind would just lift the lid.
Oh, you're stupid.
Mine also knocked over last
Did you think it was raccoons or someone running into them, or did you think it was the wind?
Well, but the wind in Bluffdale
Be careful how you answer, because you're a moron
You're
if
being
you don't
judged.
answer the way Gina thinks you should. You're a moron.
Now, here's where I think that you're all wrong. I think someone knows where each of us lives.
That's what it is.
And
That's
knew
what it is.
that we would notice getting up early, something askew, would want to blame it on the wind.
Yeah. You're probably right. Stupid. You're stupid,
that's
Gina.
the most plausible.
He's probably figured it out.
Were your garbage cans down, Gina?
I didn't put my garbage out last night. It's not garbage night.
Aha!
Aha! How is that aha?
How is it aha that we didn't know it was windy last
Let me
night?
tweet all-knowing suit. This sounds like a prank he did.
Did he prank us?
Some of those people really made me sick.
On X96.
All right, time for round 2 of the boner voting. 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior, and you have to decide which of these 3 is the worst. Boner means mistake. Which one of these 3 is the most deserving to go forward, to boner fight, and possibly become boner of the day? 2 candidates now, then a 3rd candidate after the big boy news. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive
tickets to Lost 80s Live.
Oh, yeah.
It's September 9th, the Gallivan Center. Berlin and Wang Chung and Tommy Two-Tone and the guy from Spandau Ballet.
Jess, who is a fan of these bands, says that Wang Chung actually puts on a really good show, apparently. Yeah, so...
I have to live and die in L.A. if you want to do it for a potty break zone.
Maybe when it gets closer to the show.
All right.
All right.
Let's see. Here is, excuse me, I got to just do one thing here quickly. Here is boner candidate number 1, which is, we have a policy. No dogs. It's a Holiday Inn in the Houston area. And
I don't even need to hear the rest of the story.
Yeah, you know what it is.
I know where this is going.
They let a family fleeing the floodwaters of Hurricane Harvey into the Holiday Inn, but they said, you can't bring your dogs in here. 3 dogs they had. No dogs. It was 10 p.m. Sunday. Jillian Parker and her husband Philip got the call telling them that a mandatory evacuation order had been issued for their part of Texas. It's a place called New Territory, Texas. because rising floodwaters were just swamping the area. The call took the parkers by surprise, given that forecasters had predicted that waterfall would be 4 to 5 feet below the southwest Houston neighborhood's levees, but they have a 16-year-old daughter, they have an 81-year-old grandmother living with them, and they have 3 dogs. And so they're 4 adults, 3 dogs, and they said, okay, we're out of here. And they got to the Holiday Inn, and they said, well, you can't bring the dogs in. And they said, what are we?
These are extenuating circumstances.
What are we supposed to do? It's ridiculous and outrageous. The dogs had to stay in the car, and they would go take turns going out.
Come on.
And sitting in the car with the dogs.
That's just ridiculous.
As the rain comes down. She said, we've not left them alone.
There's pictures. Is that them? Yeah. Oh, x96.com/live.
Yeah, we take turns sitting with the dogs. That dog looks really upset too, doesn't he? I mean, he's just like...
Well, because, the dogs are stressed too. When you leave them in the car, boo.
Our hotel is not a pet-friendly hotel. We do offer our guest areas where they can take their pets to be kennelled. There's locations down the street where they can take their pets if they like.
This is extenuating circumstances.
Corporate representatives have not immediately responded to comments on this. But boner candidate number 1, we have a policy: no dogs. Ooh. Boner candidate number 2, is probably the tequila. Words cannot describe the feeling some parents got watching a video of their children riding on a school bus driven by an alleged drunk driver. Oh, my God. Did you see the way that bus was swerving? Said one parent. Oh, my God. That car had to literally go up on the grass to get out of the way. Dashcam video shows Carol Ann Etheridge crossing the center line, she's the bus driver, into oncoming traffic several times as children on board are screaming at the top of their lungs. At one point, Ms. Etheridge stopped in the middle of the road, and she even missed the main entrance. You can see a mugshot of her.
She looks like somebody's mom.
At x96.com/live. That's insulting, Gina. She doesn't look like my mother. She probably is somebody's mom.
You haven't got to my favorite part yet, though.
Let's see. She missed the main entrance to the middle school, telling students, "I'm not feeling well." Students contacted their parents, who then notified the school system. Minutes later, Ms. Etheridge was pulled off the bus, ordered to see a school resource officer, where they gave her a breathalyzer test, and she blew .089. Detectives found several open containers of alcohol, including tequila, inside of her purse. "We went out for my birthday," she told police. "We just had a couple of beers and a couple of shots of tequila." Yeah, probably it was the tequila that did
That's my favorite part. Probably.
Because you know why? It's so strong, she said.
It's probably the tequila.
Boner candidate number 2, it was probably the tequila. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. I think I got some bad meth here.
All right, boner candidate number 3 after this here big boy news and opinioendo brought to you by
The Ruin and Sugar House, a modern bar open daily from 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. featuring weekly bingo, DJs, live music, located on Wilmington Avenue. And we're going to be doing our Not Safe for Work recording podcast there next Friday. And later today, Richie tells me that the registration for that will be going up on x96.com. You do have to register to attend.
And we're going to have a special guest, and I know who it is.
Carrie and I don't.
I'm not, and I can't tell you. Maybe I can tell you if I get the okay from Dylan and Richie. Although Richie spilled the beans.
Frightening how much power Dylan has in this situation.
I know. So, Gina, I'll do this story for you. I hope we can get to Justin Bieber's testicles, but this is you want to get it. You want to get at his testicles.
Well, I just want to hear the story.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But here's a story for you. A heroic young girl, maybe you saw this, Massachusetts girl. She was abducted from her grandparents' house. She was strangled and thrown off a bridge into a lake. Cops said that family friend Joshua, this story has a happy ending.
Okay.
Cops said that family friend Joshua Hubert had taken was taken into custody in connection to the 7-year-old girl's kidnapping. Mr. Hubert works at a private school. He's accused of taking the girl from a party at a Worcester home early Sunday without permission from the family. She was put in the car, strangled, and thrown off a bridge into Lake Quinnisgamond, Worcester police said. She survived the drop into the lake from the bridge and swam to shore, where she was eventually discovered with visible but not life-threatening injuries.
Jeez. Mr.
Hubert, arrested Sunday, pleaded not guilty to kidnapping. He's being held without bail. Pretty amazing story, though. She managed to survive that. Well, Justin Bieber's...
Here we go.
Testicles, or the Biebs balls. Back in May, well, that's what they call them, the Biebs balls. Back in May, Justin Bieber made an emergency visit to Northwell Health on Long Island to have his testicles examined after he thought a soccer injury might have left one of his testes in a twist. Fortunately, the Biebs balls were just fine. But a staffer working at the hospital can't say the same thing. A woman named Kelly Lombardo allegedly accessed Mr. Bieber's medical files after hearing rumors that he was admitted for an STD instead of a testicle injury. She has been fired. Lombardo now is filing a wrongful termination claim with the New York Division of Human Rights. She claims she was fired for being a woman. My client never accessed Mr. Bieber's medical files, said her attorney. She was falsely accused of doing so on account of her gender. I don't know how
what does that have to do with?
Don't know how you make that jump, but there it is.
All right.
Ms. Lombardo and her attorney are waiting for a copy of a position statement, but they're looking forward to vigorously prosecuting the case. And Bieber's balls did not return a request for comment.
Did somebody try to get a statement?
Got it from his scrotum. Yeah. They wanted a statement.
Is that what they would say, Carrie?
This is what they would say.
No.
Yeah, that's what they would say.
They want testimony from his scrotum.
No.
Okay, no then. They say no. That's both of them speaking in unison.
Mm-hmm.
No. Oh, that's the other one.
That's the other one.
That's
the one that was hurt in the soccer injury.
Defense Secretary Jim Mattis, Matt Dog, has kicked President Trump's proposed ban on transgender people serving in the military down the road, announcing that transgender service members will continue to be allowed to serve pending the results of a study. In a statement on Tuesday, Mr. Mattis said he was establishing a panel of experts serving within the Pentagon and the Homeland Security Department, whose task it will be to provide advice and recommendations on the implementation of the president's direction. Mr. Trump announced last month in an abrupt series of tweets that transgender people no longer be allowed to serve in the military. The Twitter messages took the Pentagon by surprise. And since then, Defense Department officials have been trying to put together a policy that takes into account their desire to allow currently serving transgender people to remain, because apparently the Pentagon doesn't have a problem with it.
No,
they think it's okay. I think the Pentagon's position probably is, if they are willing to serve, we can use them.
Absolutely,
exactly.
Defense Department officials have been trying to put together a policy, but at the same time, they want to follow the dictates of the commander-in-chief, because he's their boss, but he, by most accounts, had not put a lot of study into the ramifications of his instructions.
Didn't put any study into anything.
Wrong. Trump signed the directive precluding transgender individuals from serving, but gave Mr. Mattis wide discretion in determining whether those already in the armed forces can continue to serve. By putting the onus on Mattis, the president appeared to open the door to allowing at least some transgender service members to remain in the military. I think now that Steve Bannon is gone, he doesn't care that much
Bannon and
anymore.
Gorka, yeah.
And I think they're putting together a panel just so they can not come right out and say that presidents up in the night, and nothing will ever
Well,
come from
they'll
it.
just keep studying it.
Yeah. Oh, well, we're still
We're
studying.
still looking at that.
They're fine with it.
Efforts both big and small in Utah are forming to help with Hurricane Harvey relief efforts. It's the little things that make the biggest difference, said Adam Bentley, a Boy Scout from West Valley City working on his Eagle Scout project. If everybody does a little bit, then that means a lot, especially in times of crisis, young Mr. Bentley said. His little part is organizing a blood drive to support the American Red Cross, and that's really the best place to go for support. Is call local chapters of your local chapter of the American Red Cross. There's also that text number.
Oh, you text Harvey to. Oh.
Is it 90999?
I want to say that's it.
I think it's 90999.
Let's find out.
And it's an automatic deduction, I think, of $10.
Yeah, and conversely, be careful because there are a lot of scam places, people that are scamming.
Yeah,
make sure that it's a reputable place to give.
Pretty cute. The pictures of this. Utah State University is taking care of some orphaned bear cubs, and they're really cute. Did you
Sorry,
find it?
hold on. I thought I had it once.
The black bears, these little bear cubs, are stealing hearts. They're in a rehab facility getting all the bare necessities to make it on their own, thanks to the Division of Wildlife Resources and students at Utah State University. But this year, the facility is seeing more bears than ever. It's been unusual, Darren DeBlas said. This is the most bear cubs we've ever had to rehab. These cubs are so cute. Do we have the picture of those, Dylan? These bears are so cute, it's almost unbearable. But none of them have a mom anymore. We had a couple that were orphaned when mom was hit by a car on the highway. Another was taken by a hunter, and he didn't realize the bear had a cub until after he had taken the bear. So when that happens, the DWR picks up the cubs, and checks them out, brings them to a rehab facility up at the university, or Utah State University, and they rehab them, and then they let them go out into the wilderness. And they say they're just cute and smart and charming, and but because there are more than ever, really what we need to do is just open up the hunt.
Here's the text where you text to donate to Harvey.
It was a joke, by the way.
Yeah. You text the word Harvey, Harvey, to 90999, and that goes directly to the American Red Cross. That way you know your money's going somewhere.
And I thought I read, too, that it's just, if you text that, it's an automatic $10.
Yeah. $10 donation
on your phone bill.
Yeah. So there you go. We're out of time here?
Let me do some. We've got a lot of traffic I need to do.
So
quickly.
sports, weather, traffic.
Sports. Yay, sports. Oh, we have a special guest coming on to talk sports tomorrow.
Oh, we can't tell you who, right? Is it a secret?
Is it one of those?
I'll tell you.
Oh.
It's my ex inappropriate sports crush, Tom Hackett from the University of Utah. We're going to talk Utah football tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Weather is still dumb and hot, 98. Brought to you by Lucky's Auto Credit. $77 in a job gets you a car. 2 locations, Salt Lake City and Ogden. For program details or to apply online, visit luckysautocredit.com. Crash I-80 eastbound approaching the 6 South exit ramp. Vehicles are in the right lane, which is still closed because the 6 South ramp is closed due to an earlier auto pedestrian accident. So things just keep.
So if you're headed into Salt Lake, use another exit.
Yeah, in fact, our attorney sent me a text that said State Street and 4 South are nightmares because of the freeway off-ramp closure. Crash northbound 89, ramps to I-84 South blocking the right lane. Stop-and-go traffic from I-15 southbound through Layton Parkway through Kaysville. It's just nasty, but mostly getting into downtown, especially if you're coming northbound. I would get off way early, and like Ed said, State Street's crowded. You might want to go all the way up to 7th and take
7th is bad too. I'm getting reports that 7th is bad as well. So
everybody's doing the same thing.
Good luck.
So.
All right, here's...
that's traffic brought to you by Snowbird Season Passes. On sale now, they offer the most benefits of any pass in Utah. Experience the longest season, 2,500 acres of legendary terrain. Learn more at snowbird.com.
Here's boner candidate number 3. I think I got some bad meth here. A Montana woman called 911 and said, I just bought some meth, and it's left a bad taste in my mouth. Yep. Great Falls Department officer was dispatched Friday afternoon to the home of Marjorie Ann Dayrider, who had dialed cops to report having a bad reaction to the meth that she had injected. As detailed in a probable cause affidavit, Mrs. Dayrider told Officer John Marshall that she believed, I got some bad meth and was having a bad reaction to it, like vomiting and tingling tongue and a bad taste in my mouth. I do meth 3 or 4 times a day every day.
3 or 4 times a day?
I've never had this reaction before. I think it's bad. Could you come and check this meth out for me? While speaking with the patrolman when he got to the house, Miss Dayrider also said, I still have some raw meth here inside my bra, if you want to check that out.
In my bra.
It's in my bra.
That's where I keep my phone and my keys.
Dayrider was subsequently arrested on a felony narcotics charge. Boner candidate number 3, I think I got some bad meth here.
There you go. Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, we have a policy. No dogs. It's a hotel, a motel in Houston area, refusing to let family fleeing floodwaters bring their 3 dogs inside. No, it's policy. Policy, can't do it. Boner candidate number 2, it was probably the tequila. A woman, school bus driver, charged with a DUI when she was pulled over. Finally, the bus swerving down the road and all of that. Pulled over finally. She said, well, I had some beer because it's my birthday. I know we had some tequila. It was probably the tequila. And Boner candidate number 3, I think I got some bad meth here.
All right, you got to decide which one of these 3 is the worst, and therefore the most qualified to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. So which one of these 3? 1, 2, or 3. Remember the number of your candidate that you think should win. Put it in the message of your text. Text that to 33986. Most people vote that way. You can call, use your voice at 877-602-9696. Or you can go to x96.com and look for the box that says Round 2, August 30th, and vote there. If you don't see that box, refresh. It should appear. All right, you got less than 300 seconds to get your vote in for Round 2. Then we've got things that must go after these. Stand by. Boner voting, Round 2. Here we go.
The music starts.
I was so nervous to talk about it, Robin. I mean, they're so secretive, those 2.
Oh, I know, Howard.
The only reason I knew was because I'd been asked to. They asked me to make a speech.
They did what?
Yeah,
Howard?
they asked me to make a speech, Robin.
Oh.
Evidently, I'm in demand. I mean, I'm very friendly with Justin, I mean, I like him very much. I like him.
Well, I knew that you had his phone number.
Well, I really like him. I even said in my speech to them that if one of my daughters brought home a guy like Justin, I'd be pretty pleased. I mean, except for the SE tattoos. He's got some hugging weird ones, but except for the fact that I gave him a journal to draw in, and he draws pictures of dead zombie babies with blood dripping out of their head on almost every page. I said those 2 things might disturb me, but aside from that, Robin.
You said all these things at the wedding?
No, I didn't say those in the speech. I was miserable at having to speak at the couple's reception.
But you should have been honored, Howard.
Well, I was just worried about it, but I had everybody laughing. Everybody was laughing. They had these little tiny chairs. There was a table, and then when you sit down, and the chairs are like these little poofs. These little pillow poofs.
Oh, I love those kind of chairs.
Yeah, I know you do, Robin. That's because you got a big ass.
Oh, Howard.
But I love your ass, Robin. It's a big wide ass, and I know you like those.
Let's get back to the wedding now,
all right,
Howard,
all
not
right.
my ass.
Well, I'm 6 foot hugging feet. I'm a grown man with a skinny ass, Robin. I got a skinny ass, not a big wide ass like your ass.
Back to the wedding.
All right.
Did you at least toast the cup?
Oh, this is going.
I love the Howard Stern show, by the way.
Gina's back. So anyway, so anyway,
Kerry walked in and he said, "You're walking like some of your."
You're walking like somebody who had their guts ripped out.
You're walking like your insides are all wrong.
Because she was doing this.
Yeah.
And I started to tell Kerry, and then I said, "Wait, I'll tell you on the radio." What you should never do is go on message boards about surgery.
You should never go on message boards about anything. I don't care if it's the Incredible Hulk or surgery.
Well, you
just don't.
You know what you should do?
Yeah.
But you're curious, you want to hear what other people's experiences are and what their recovery is, and
what happened?
And well, before the surgery, I went on a message board, and somebody was asking the question, well, what fills in the hole where they take out what they take out? And
there's a hole there.
Well, the response was.
Well, now
the response was
the uterus is what we're talking about.
Yes.
And Gina's uterus weighed 43 pounds, which is
amazing.
It was the size of a medicine ball.
It was prize winning.
I'm a size 2 now because but they remove it, and the way the person in the message board explained it is, well, it's picture just having a big bowl of spaghetti and just taking a big scoop out of the bowl of spaghetti. It just kind of fills in where the hole is.
But that just takes a second.
Like spaghetti.
Kind of goopy.
You just watch the spaghetti fill in. It just takes a second.
Like biscotti.
So this is what I'm picturing my insides are like, a big bowl
Is
of
biscotti. Well, they're very much like that. Yeah. Surgeons train on spaghetti. Yeah, you didn't know that?
They do meatball.
They do.
Delicious marinara sauce.
They do. That's why there's so many fat doctors.
And then they all have lunch. Well, we've trained on the spaghetti. Let's eat it.
Yeah.
This is what I'm picturing when they're wheeling me into surgery.
And you know what they did with your uterus?
Lunch.
Yeah.
Spaghetti.
There's lunch. Who brought the marinara?
And so also on the message board you look at what's recovery like for this.
Well, I'm sure it's different for everyone.
Exactly.
And
I'm sure it's speedy and efficient.
It's different for everyone, but the worst one will be
on the message
what
board.
Gina has.
Well, I mean, it can't be the worst because I'm back to work now.
There will be people. There have to be people on the message boards who say, "Oh, I was cleaning my house 3 days later."
Yeah, there's that.
Why, I ran a marathon.
Right. and then there's it's been 3 months and I still feel like crap, and usually the truth is somewhere in between.
Can we use the term vaginal prolapse in any?
I don't know.
Is that do we need to use that term?
We shouldn't.
Somebody's posted it. I don't think we
That's
should.
the thing that happens to the women that have 15 babies.
Oh.
And the
Ooh.
and the uterus climbs out on its own.
That ain't no damn good.
That's what that is.
That's where that needs to be fixed.
But it's nice to be back. I missed you guys.
Celebrity news and other stuff that we come up with right before we turn on the microphones. Listen weekday mornings on X96.
Years ago, I worked at a car wash.
You did?
And I knew nothing about grills.
Well, you must work at a real nice car wash. It is 8:45, time to award round 2 of your boner voting.
And this morning's boner voting round 2 brought to you in part by a Greek salad.
And Even Stevens Sandwiches presenting Give Stock September 9th at Fort Buenaventura Park, featuring Dr. Dog, Joshua James, the National Parks fictionist, and more. Get half-price tickets now at Even Stevens locations or full price at GiveStockFestival.com.
Boner candidate number 1 was, we have a policy, no dogs. This is a family fleeing the floodwaters in Houston, Texas, and they took their family and their 3 dogs to a hotel, and the hotel said, well, of course we'll admit you, but you may not bring the dogs in. They have to stay outside. No dogs. It's kind of extenuating circumstances, aren't there, I think? Boner candidate number 2, it was probably the tequila. This is a woman, female bus driver, school bus driver, who was, apparently the video is just horrific. She's weaving down the highway with the kids screaming in the bus. Finally, they pull her over. She said, well, I just had a couple of beers to celebrate my birthday a little while ago. Oh, and I had some tequila. It was probably the tequila.
It's usually the tequila.
And then boner candidate number 3, I think I got some bad meth here. This is a woman who called 911 to report. Listen, I do meth 3 or 4 times a day, and I've never had a problem. But today, I think it's bad. Could you please come and investigate it for me? And they sent an officer and arrested her. Michael Harrison won the tickets to the Lost 80s concert. And the winner, a lot of voting, but number 1 and number 2 were really slugging it out. But the winner ends up being boner candidate number 2. It was probably the tequila.
All right. That candidate goes forward to boner fight. It might just become boner of the day. Tune in at 9:25 to find out.
Things That Must Go brought to you by Prohibition, Utah's sexiest new speakeasy located just north of Fashion Place Mall in Murray. Tonight and every Wednesday is Roaring Wednesday. Swing dance lessons and live DJ info and reservations at prohibitionutah.com.
Things that must go on the radio from Hell Show.
These are things that are bugging you, the friends of the Radio from Hell show. And if you want these things that bug you to get out of your life, you write them down, you send them to us, and hopefully they'll disappear. That happens in many cases, or at least getting it off your chest will help. So send them to radiofromhell@x96.com. Put must go in the subject line. Jeannie, you want to begin today?
Sure. Hi, lords and lady. Please feel free to use my name. It's Dylan. Not Dylan Allred. Different Dylan. I have one thing that must go. Yesterday's boner winner must go. I know the person from Washington has spoken. Somebody was overvoting. But I think she is wrong. Clearly the idiots with the sunscreen should have won. I have not once been so troubled by a boner winner more than I am now. I'm sure you're going to say it's out of your control and there's nothing you can do. If that's the case, fine. I just needed to get this off my chest. And I feel I'm not alone. Love you guys. Thank you for letting me listen. Dylan. Good morning. My thing that must go is back to school illnesses. We were just talking about this off the air because our intern has a sore throat, and I'm like, I haven't had my kids went back to school and I got sick illness yet.
You will.
Please, lords and lady, let this madness end. The puking fevers, runny nose, cough, etc. that strike at the beginning of the school year must go. My kids and I usually escape the onslaught, but as a speech therapist, my caseload becomes filled with last-minute cancellations or kiddos showing up at my office battling previously mentioned ailments. I spend the first few weeks of back-to-school time wishing I could bathe in hand sanitizer. It's very off-putting. Love you guys, Jen. Finally, this from Amber. I'm in Michigan. None of my coworkers will hear this anyway, so feel free to use my name. The coworker who claimed the entire bottom shelf of the fridge, both crisper drawers, for their own personal use.
What are they do?
They're making an entire meal. The coworker who refuses to silence their cell phone and is away from their desk a lot, so it just rings loudly. This happens at least twice a day. My now former supervisor who didn't speak to me for a week after I had a differing opinion on some photos I thought would be great to include in an internal company newsletter. And finally, the coworker who likes to proudly proclaim that after many medical treatments they beat cancer, but now thinks all Western medicine is, quote, stupid. Oh, did I mention this is all the same person? Thank you so much. Geek Show says, hey, Amber.
All right.
Carrie, go ahead.
All right. Just a quick one from my wife and I. Odd-numbered appetizers.
Odd-numbered.
I am glad you brought this up.
2 people and you get 3
Who
pieces.
gets the last one?
Appetizers are for sharing. An odd number makes it hard to share.
Yes.
So. When you're in complete agreement, as my wife and I are, it's never a problem. She always gets it.
But you want it sometimes.
No.
Never?
No.
Let's see. This one from, from Lionel. I own a diesel sedan, and my must go is when people with gasoline-powered cars use the only pumps at the station with diesel fuel nozzles, when there are plenty other gasoline-only pumps remain open. Many stations only have 1 or 2 pumps with diesel. I know it's not deliberate, but it's something that you may think about next time that you fill your car. Okay.
All right.
This is from Doorman. The more I watch Netflix original shows, the more I agree with Carrie. Laugh tracks must go.
Oh, yeah.
I know when to laugh when something's funny. I don't need to be prompted. All right. This one from Doug. Any damn Nintendo product and fidget spinners. That's all I hear about at work. Ever since the NES and the Switch came out, there have been nonstop questions about these items. Some customers get hostile and or irritated and treat us like idiots. And I'm about to go into work for it, too. Finally, this one from Kelly. Things that must go. You look at your iPhone and realize an app is missing. No idea which one. Just a very unsettling feeling.
Yes.
That empty spot.
Yeah, that happens on.
I hate that.
On the Android phones too. What?
Chick-fil-A for asking me a name for my order at the drive-thru. Can't you just count cars like McDonald's does? My name is none of your business. I've started making up names. It was really funny to hear them say, "Good morning, Griselda. Here's your egg white grill."
Well, that's why they ask, because
so
they have been told to be very friendly and personal.
So make up names.
Yeah,
Spock.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I like that.
Never should have told my husband I knew somebody with 9 German Shepherd puppies. Now he wants one. Here's a list of things that must stay.
Okay.
Now, hubby did a house project all on his own without being asked, nagged, tricked, or bribed. And that feeling you get after you cut off all of your long fingernails and then type something.
What?
That's a good thing?
Okay. Things that must stay.
All right. Let's see. This one is from Paul. Thanks for putting on such a great show every morning. Well, you're welcome. I'm a longtime listener of the program, and every time that your show does the things that must go, an idea pops into my head that I have been dwelling about every time I hear anyone talking about sports. This problem worsens with each time at work. When a new NCAA tournament begins or the week of the Super Bowl, the one thing that must go is when people use the word, and I've said this many times myself, we, when referring to a sports team. We did not play a great game last night. We did not pick someone for the draft. Unless you're substituting for Adam Sandler as a water boy for the Denver Broncos tonight, or your 150-pound self is going up against a 300-pound New England Patriots linebacker, stop referencing yourself as being part of the team. The proper way to approach the situation is saying, the team I liked played a great game last night. The team I picked picked a great player for the field. I'd be happy to watch any of my coworkers or the beer-guzzling 40-year-olds that are trying to relive their high school days and can barely make it to their mailbox play against the men and women who professionally compete in the professional sports. I honestly would watch sports more if they had the fans randomly picked out of the audience and substitute for the players during the game. That would be kind of fun, wouldn't it? During the game, when there's a substitution, you just point to somebody in the stands and say, okay, you're on.
Yes.
So he goes on to rant about this. Thanks for letting me listen. Please do not use my name. I just used the first name. But you should always put that at the beginning because I didn't know. So there. This one, hi gang, feel free to use my name, Jason. Restaurant reviews on Yelp that are way too long must go. To be honest, I usually don't even read a lot of restaurant reviews on Yelp. I just like to try out a place and see how it goes. But when I do decide to check out a review, it seems like I always get the guy who felt that he had to write 10 paragraphs on that restaurant. Look, I know you consider yourself a foodie, but it doesn't mean you need to write an entire thesis on that restaurant. Just tell me the facts. Was it good? Were the prices good? Do they serve alcohol? And the term foodie must go as well. Thanks for letting me listen, Jason. And finally, this one. My thing that must go is people that use the restroom and feel the need to be excessively loud and noisy about it. I know you're pooping as you're in the stall, but the added grunts and breathless pants and sounds of exertion make it clear how hard it is for you to have a bowel movement.
To get some fiber.
You should not need to make a deal with the devil to empty your bowels.
Have a salad.
You're ending with that one?
Yes.
Okay. Still closed from all freeways. This is due to a fatal auto pedestrian crash causing delays. It's just rippling out. So all the other exits are busier because of it. And then the surface roads coming into Salt Lake, State Street, 7th East. It's just pretty much anywhere you are coming into downtown, you're going to have issues this morning. So, and those remain in place. So extra time for everybody. That's traffic.
All right. Thank you very much. Yeah, we got Corey's concert community calendar coming up in just a moment. But
if your car is not running well because, well, you've been forced to just sit in traffic because of all the delays, maybe get a tune-up at XL Automotive Repair.
Yeah, don't wait for the wrench light to come on. Usually it might be too late at that point.
Although if your wrench light does come on, your first instinct might be, well, I got to take it to the dealer to make sure I maintain my warranty. That's not the case. You can take it to XL, and they're going to probably be able to fix whatever you need fixed for cheaper, and they will maintain your warranty.
Yep. All you got to do is just go to their shop there at the corner of 33rd South and 3rd East. Their XL Automotive Repair. They're set back a little bit from the street because their parking lot's right there on the corner where they keep the cars that they're working on. And so just look for it very carefully. It's over there on the southwest corner of 3rd East and 33rd South. They're great mechanics there. They're honest as the day is long. And they work quickly, too. They get your car done in good time.
And, sometimes you do need an expensive repair. Expensive things break on your car. You want to make sure the mechanics that are fixing that expensive thing are doing it correctly, and you'll get that at XL Automotive Repair.
Utah was founded by pioneers, and alternative music in Utah was founded by X96.
So, we're giving you another Pioneers of Alternative Music weekend on X96.
It all starts Friday at 3 p.m. with me, Todd Newcomb, and will continue over the 3-day Labor Day week.
So this weekend is also the big shopping thing.
It is.
And I'm telling you right now, if you go, I'm going to be hurt.
The big shopping thing being every year, Gina. Well, you tell them what you do every year.
Yeah, go ahead, Gina.
It's my mom, the Sainted Mary Claire, and 3 of her friends, and all their daughters. I don't even know how many people it is. It's like 40 people.
But they're all of a certain. Oh no, I'm not going to do it. Never mind. I was going to be way too mean there.
I was so hoping you'd continue. Let that thought flow through there.
Anyway. In fact, one of the mothers was shopping a day or two ago with her daughters. I'm not sure where they were, but
getting a jump on it, were they?
Well, no, they were trying to buy the matching jammies because we all wear matching jammies, and
those are pajamas for those of you who don't know what jammies are.
Matching jammies. And the mother said, "Oh, I want these," and they said, "Well, we need to order them in." And she said, "Well, I have to have them by Thursday." I'm like, why do you need 5 pairs of matching jammies by Thursday? And she said, "Well, we go on this shopping trip every year." And he said, "Is this Gina Barberi's shopping trip?"
God. Okay, so we don't need to explain it. Everybody seems to know. But here's the deal: is that if you go.
Why will you be hurt?
I will be hurt because she can't make the ride into work here and sit in this comfortable chair that Babinski's has given you.
But she can go
Can go and shop. And that just shows there's that guilt thing coming back, is that you and I cannot have any control.
No.
But Mary Claire, queen of guilt.
She directs my life, as you know.
I don't think that you should let your mother make you go on this shopping trip.
Right. That's right.
Well, and actually we've talked about it a lot the last couple of days, and she's been worried about me, and I've been having some trouble the last couple of days. And
Richie's having a T-shirt made for you, by the way. It just says "irritable uterus" on it.
Well,
I'd wear it.
Let's see if we can get a second tie line to come in here. I know big radio stations can do that, and we're just KXRK Provo, but let's see if we can get a second tie line in here so that Gina can be at home and we can be at Jiffy Lube on Monday, and we can all be here. All right?
It'd be nice if we could do that.
It's the JT thing that's the problem.
Well, JT can maybe send her traffic in pre-recorded.
Okay.
JT, you're there, right? Maybe we could do that just for
whatever
one day,
you guys want.
for one day.
That's a doable thing, isn't it, JT?
As long as somebody can play an MP3 over there.
Sure.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, whatever you guys want.
All right, we'll have Richie work that out.
I mean, it would be sort of live traffic, but it would be like
I'll send it like a minute or two.
a minute or two. Yeah.
I won't be able to do my sign off though.
Well, we'll be okay.
We'll forego
One
that.
day.
Yeah, whatever you guys want. Come
All
on.
right.
my little daughter, who is 4, she takes amusement in her father's flatulence.
Is this a daily occurrence?
Oh God, yes. And I use the dumb old dad jokes of it's a farting or it's a barking spider.
Yeah, barking spider.
And she'll always go, "It's not a barking spider, Dad. That's a foding spider."
My dad always said it was a buck snort.
Buck. Or sometimes I'll say that bear's been following us around, or did somebody step on a duck? Yeah. Is the other one.
Hear that? Buck snort.
Yeah. She likes the duck one too. But she also is occasionally flatulent. And I was lying on her bed with her, reading her a story, as I do fairly often, before she went to bed, and she just ripped.
She ripped a good one, huh?
Just ripped one.
Daddy's little girl.
Yeah. And I
so like us. I learned it from watching you.
I said, "Honey, that was."
Did you high five her?
High five.
That was a loud one, and she said, "It sounded like a door closing."
She means like the creak of the door.
And I said it did kind of, and she said, "A door with rusty hinges." Ouch! I just thought
she's creative.
I thought that was the best.
So our children are learning from you.
So now it's just hey, did somebody close a door with rusty hinges?
Somebody oil those hinges.
I know. I just thought that was the best. A door.
Get some 3-in-1 oil on those hinges.
So that was it. It's just one of those. Kids say the darndest things.
Sure do.
Radio from Hell with Carrie, Bill, and Gina. 96.3 FM, X96.
Last week, these little girls came up to me.
Ow.
They come running up to me, and they go, and I mean they're like 12 years old or 11, and they go, Are you Bill Allred? And I said, "Yeah." And they said, "Do you remember us?" And I said, "No." And they said, "You threw us out of that garage in your backyard a couple of weeks ago."
What? You had kids in your garage?
Not my garage. My neighbor. She has this old garage, and the top of it.
No. Do you have an infestation?
Yeah.
Is it like little girls?
That's what it was like. It was an infestation of little girls. No! And the old garage has like a top place that you can walk up some stairs and go into a second story, but it's just ramshackle. You can see through the ceiling and the floorboard.
You ought not be walking around.
It's more of a shack than anything.
Yeah, and I realized there were some kids up there so I went over, and there were these little girls in there trying to clean it up and make a playhouse out of it. And
a fort. We want a fort.
Yeah, and I was nice to them because I said I know how attractive this is. To want to do this, but it's really not safe. Plus, it's filthy. And I mean, they had cleaning equipment in there and all of this kind of stuff. And I said, it's really not safe.
Yeah.
So and there were other kids coming down my driveway and stuff to go up there with them. And I said, so come on out and please don't do it anymore. And they haven't. I could have I was going to put a lock on the door for my neighbor. And I haven't gotten around to it, but I don't think anybody's been up there since.
Yeah.
At least I don't think so. But then apparently there were some older kids who recognized me, apparently. So they were just really excited that they had been thrown out.
Kicked us out.
They kicked us out of that place.
Does that mean Jonesy's going to scream like that someday? No! Is that what?
Probably.
Is that what girls do?
Yeah.
Hi. Being there for kids is super good fun.
Who is that? Who is that that says super good fun?
It's a PSA for some kid thing.
But you don't know who it is?
No.
Hi. Being there for kids is super good fun.
I love that.
All it takes is a little know-how.
All it takes is a little know-how. Yeah, super good fun.
96.3 FM, X96.
I like that. It's got like a mix between like Billy Joel and Michael Jackson somewhere in
Why'd you
there.
have to throw the Billy Joel in?
Hey,
I don't hear
hey, there's Corey O'Brien.
Oh, and Spoon is bringing us Corey's concert and community calendar.
Indeed, they are. They'll be
wrong with-
performing.
What's wrong with Billy Joel?
There's a sponsor you're trying to read. Go
Oh,
ahead.
he's not playing Red Butte this year. That's what's going on here. Spoon, September 6th, next week at the Depot. Brought to you by United Concerts. Their album Hot Thoughts out now, which you can find that song on.
I mean, if they sounded exactly like Billy Joel, I'd be pissed.
Well, they have a song called The Underdog that does sound very much like Billy
Really?
Joel. I thought it was Billy Joel the first time I heard.
Do we have it in there?
The
Just a little-
Underdog.
Let me
quick
find
little
it.
sample of it.
You're going to start your concert and community calendar.
Tonight, not a lot going on, but as no doubt Bill Frost told you, there's a new episode of Misfit Garage on, where they'll be looking for a rare 1932 Ford Tudor, which they intend to renovate and sell in order to sponsor a successful bull rider in the season 5 premiere.
I didn't hear about that. He didn't mention it.
Bill?
Why did he keep that
I
from
would have
us?
thought Misfit Garage would have been the top of
No,
his list.
no.
So
Glad you brought it up.
Bill, next time you're in, bring that up. Okay, tomorrow night, Crucial Fest 7 kicks off. That's basically like 3-4 days of just bands playing all over different venues of Salt Lake. A band called STRFKR. You can fill in the vowels on that one.
Yeah.
My highlighted recommendation. They're performing, but tickets are on sale for that now. That's actually a really cool festival going on all over the city. The closest thing we have to a music festival downtown. Also tomorrow night, The Roots will be closing out the Twilight concert series. And summer's officially over after that, as far as I'm concerned.
Aww.
I know.
According to the weather.
Yeah, ZZ Top performing at Red Butte.
There you go, Carrie. You want to go to
sold
that?
out.
Sold out. It is sold out. There's only
Yeah.
2 shows left at Red Butte that are not sold out. One is Government Mule. The other is Haim.
Hi.
It's those sisters.
Yeah, those sisters.
Haim, I think it is.
I
isn't it?
hate that.
I would have loved to have seen ZZ Top, but they're sold out.
So I don't know. Maybe hang out. You can sneak in somebody's cooler or something.
always
I don't
a
know.
guy
There's somebody-
standing
Yeah,
out
there's
front,
always somebody.
Carrie.
Tickets. Who's got 2? Needs some tickets. Those guys are there. University of Utah football kicks off tomorrow.
Yay.
North Dakota.
Who?
They're playing North Dakota.
Is that a high school?
No, I don't think so.
Practically.
Close to
They
it.
might have gotten the Pac-12.
They're number one
I
in
don't
the
think-
Big Sky, Bill.
Big Sky. Then what are they doing in the Pac-12?
Getting beat.
It's
These are
their,
things.
it's their,
It's their punching
easy,
bag game.
it's their easy
That's
opener.
the spirit, Bill.
And then they have a bye for some reason, which is weird.
And then
And then
BYU.
BYU.
Starting off big time this year. Friday, Australian Pink Floyd is at USANA on Saturday as well. Saturday, Cosplay for a Cure, Piper Down. They'll be doing karaoke as well. So dress up and go down and do that.
I'm sorry. I thought you were wrong, Bill. They don't have a bye. The BYU game's the next Saturday.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I thought they had a bye.
No.
Somebody told me they had a bye.
All right.
It's my physical therapist. They're never
Is it?
wrong.
No. Sorry, Corey. Go ahead.
Now I've just lost my train of thought. The
Before
annual
we got all the texts in saying
Okay. Well, the annual summer portrait event at the Humane Society. So you can go down there with your animals, and they'll do portraits. $25 donation. You get an 8x10 right there, and you get 10 minutes with the professional photographer. Thinking Christmas card
Nice.
maybe.
Nice.
Right on time.
Yeah.
Monday, the 17th annual Magna Car Show and Picnic going on. 500 vehicles and a lot of food. So there you go. Enjoy that. The No Name Chili Fest at Snow Basin. And finally, kind of a short week this week, Pat Benatar and Toto at the Kinley Amphitheater,
who opens for who there?
Davis County.
They toss a coin before they
do.
go on stage. I don't know.
That's up in Layton.
Yes.
My money says that Pat is the headliner, but that's just me. I don't know.
That's the way it's billed here. I mean, her photo's a little bit bigger on the poster.
Yeah.
So
All right.
Because hell is for children.
Maybe they perform together. Like Toto will be doing Africa while she's doing Hit Me With Your Best Shot at the same time. So this is Spoon.
This is the underdog Spoon. Yeah.
Can't tell me this doesn't remind you a little bit
Yeah,
of Billy
it's
Joel.
kind of Billy Joel-y. Only the good die.
Yeah.
That was nothing like Bill. You know, Billy Joel, he plays in at Madison Square Garden. I think maybe once a month.
He
or
is
something
the
like
artist
that.
in residence at Madison Square
and
Garden.
sells it out every single day.
No, he's the piano man.
But doesn't the boss do that in Jersey like 6 nights of the week?
Yeah, I mean, he can.
Thank you, Corey.
Thank you.
There's a bunch of Billy Joel haters. God.
I'm the piano man at karaoke. That's why everybody's off.
I'm indifferent to Billy Joel. So.
No, you have to have a feeling one way or another.
I like some of his songs, and I don't like some of his songs.
Elton Joel is wonderful. All right. Thank you, Corey. We'll take a break. We'll be back. We do have Boner Fight coming up at 9:25, but before that, a little bit of news.
You know that Billy Joel has diamond-studded earrings.
Does he?
Yeah.
Does he?
I've seen him wear them, and I wonder if he got them at Diamonds Direct.
Well, if he were smart, he did, because he would have saved some money.
Yeah. He's, listen, the most incredible offer right now at Diamonds Direct. This is amazing. For a limited time, you can get 5 years, 0 interest on any diamond purchase. Well, on any purchase at the store, it says here. So a $6,000 engagement ring, $100 a month, nothing down. $3,000 diamond eternity band, only $50 a month, nothing. I might get myself a diamond eternity. I'd look good
Do you know
in
what?
one of those.
Spoil yourself,
Yeah,
Bill.
sure.
Go ahead and get one.
Pick any item at Diamonds Direct. Spread your payments out over 5 years without paying a single dime in interest. It's really, that's just unheard of. How about a $10,000 GIA certified diamond for around $167 a month? And that's a nice-sized rock. That's a beautiful diamond.
Well, and whatever you get, you can upgrade it in a couple of years, and they'll give you more toward your new diamond than you paid for the first one.
Don't miss it. Diamonds Direct, on approved credit, of course. Offer ends soon. 6400 South, right across from the Fashion Place Mall.
X96 is your home for non-stop music.
It's from the Girl Scouts. Okay. And then there's a nice letter say, "Hey, Bill, we get you. You're a guy's guy. You have unassuming strength, a casual confidence, and an uncompromising integrity, and are so dumb you don't know this is a form letter.
Well, they really know who I am.
You know the spread of Sunday's game and have a steak ready to grill and a cold drink waiting in the fridge. You're man enough to be a Girl Scout." So I've been given a membership in the Girl Scouts.
So what do you?
And then I got this.
Do you have to sell your own Girl Scout cookies?
No, I think what that means is they'll hit me up periodically for money.
Yeah, it's a great gift. Then
I didn't want to say that what they're doing is opening a door to something that you will regret later. But
then I get this card. Now, little Bill, sick. He's sick. He was very ill. Barfing and all that. So that explains the card. And with this card came 3 pairs of really nice underpants. Patagonia, silk weight, boxer briefs.
Underpants.
Which I really like. And they're very, it's expensive underwear. I mean, it's like, I think they're $30 a piece or something like that.
You should get a whole pair of pants for that.
So here's the card that came with it. At least I'm too sick to cause trouble. Trouble.
Trouble.
And then you open it up and it says, "Or am I?" ?
This is your Father's Day card?
Yeah. Fortunately, you can cover your ass with these. Happy Father's Day. That's it.
Too sick. At least I'm too sick to cause trouble.
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 Yeah, trouble.
And then
you open it up.
That's a threat.
Or am I?
That's a threat, is what that is.
That's exactly what it is. So it was my Father's Day threat. Yes. Anyway, that's nice to be a Girl Scout, though.
Snowbird was awesome yesterday for Father's Day. There were a ton of people. Saw lots of friends of the program up there. They had garlic fries. It was perfect. They had bacon on sticks. Thick bacon on sticks.
So Gina was happy, and that made it a good Father's Day because she got what she wanted.
Well, no, everybody got. Joe got a massage up at the cliff. Daddy Gary got a massage up at the cliff.
Mm-hmm. But first and foremost, they had garlic fries.
They had garlic fries and bacon on sticks.
Yeah. I went out to the Christiansen Family Farm, Hog Heaven in Vernon on Saturday and bought a bunch of meat. That was bought pork and beef. And that's actually for my wife's birthday, who's her birthday today. She wanted meat for her birthday.
The gift of meat.
Everybody's got something.
Yeah. You?
No.
Nothing? Nothing? All right.
What?
Well,
I'm not a father.
Well, you didn't see your dad.
I did.
Oh, you did
Oh,
see
you
your
did.
Yeah.
see your dad. How's he doing?
He's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's his
Did you
mustache?
give him meat?
No, he gives me meat.
Oh, okay.
He's the farmer.
Harry gives him money.
Yeah, I give him cash.
We've discussed that. Here, Dad. He does it under the table so nobody can see. Yeah, there you go. Hold
There you
out
go.
your hand.
Buy some more life-giving medicine. There you go.
For big boy news and opinioendo, celebrity news, and other stuff that we come up with right before we turn on the microphones. Listen weekday mornings on X96.
Well, at 9:25 we have Boner Fight, but before that, a little bit of news.
Brought to you by Strong Volkswagen of Salt Lake City. You get 100% lifetime powertrain coverage. Your factory powertrain warranty becomes a lifetime warranty online at strongvw.com.
Well, boy, I'd sure like to do a little bit of news here. We, did I tell you that the Cuban Kim Kardashian had been arrested for a DUI?
I didn't know there was a Cuban.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I thought the Kim Kardashian belonged to the world.
It's the Cuban Kim Kardashian busted for a DUI after a visit to a Miami club. I don't know if we have the picture of her at x96.com/live, but she says she's surgically unaltered.
You're not buying it?
No. A judge here in Utah is going to decide if we're on the hook for ex-Attorney General Mark Shurtleff's legal bills.
No.
It is quite interesting. It was State of Utah versus Mark Shurtleff, and now it's Mark Shurtleff versus the State of Utah. It's kind of nice to be on the offense, Shurtleff said. A judge will decide whether to dismiss Shurtleff's lawsuit against the state, seeking reimbursement for more than $1 million in legal bills that he accrued fighting corruption charges that were ultimately dismissed.
You're lucky you're not in jail. Cut your losses and go away.
Let's see. Let's see. So when does the next season of Game of Thrones begin?
Not for... You were saying, it's a
season
year.
8.
Nope, longer than a year.
So they're saying they have just barely started filming the final season 8, which will only be 6 episodes or something like that.
6 longish episodes.
It will be almost 2 years from now.
Yeah.
Before they get to it.
And it's because of special effects.
And see, I think I'm smart because remember, my husband said we can't watch this season until it gets cold. So I will be caught up to when the new season starts.
You just go ahead and continue to think you're smart.
You guys
That's
are going to
fine.
forget everything, and I will say, "Oh, I just watched
Gina,
that. I know what's going on."
This is I think your husband. It has nothing to do with it being cold. He knows you.
Yeah.
He knows that you would forget. That's why he's doing it.
Yeah.
I don't
I don't
have
want
any
her
problem
asking
with
me
it.
questions.
And there are
Yeah.
recaps.
And two things. This season was really good. And secondly, they always do the reruns before the premiere of the next season. So I won't forget. It'll be there.
Ronda Rousey got married to some guy. Sandra Bullock has donated $1 million quietly. She's apparently does a lot of charity work that doesn't get
I'm
talked
glad
about.
you're recognizing her.
She donated $1 million to help victims of Hurricane Harvey. Let's see this. We should discuss this tomorrow.
Okay.
What statues need to come down? The New York Times published a list of certain statues. Are they heroes or villains? And should we take the statues of them down? And then you can vote on the New York Times website. But we'll look into those tomorrow. There is one. I don't think it's on the list that they mention in that particular article. But there is a statue of the father of gynecology.
The father of gynecology?
Yep. He is...
okay.
It's a statue in New York. The father of gynecology, Dr. J. Marion Sims, regarded as the father of modern gynecology. It's on Fifth Avenue in East Harlem.
Why would that one come down?
Because Mr. Sims, Dr. Sims, did many of his experiments, his studying of vaginal issues and women's issues on unanesthetized black women.
Ah.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. He's been considered, a great man until you start digging into his past a little bit, digging into how he did what he did, and he was. Yeah.
Can we get? Can I just throw in there just any statues of children because they creep me out. I hate children statues. Just any of them.
Well, I got that.
Not specific children. Just
let me consider it, and I'll get back to you. You asked.
I don't like
Yeah,
them.
smoke on that, would you, Bill?
Yeah,
All right.
you've asked, so let me think about that.
It's Boner Fight with Radio from Hell on X96.
It's just not something I had a ready answer for,
No?
Gene. I'm sorry. So we had the winner of round one going up against the winner of round two here. The round one winner was, I thought professors were smart. Didn't win by a lot, but it did win. A professor at the University of Tampa in Florida tweeted about Hurricane Harvey. I don't believe in instant karma, but maybe this hurricane is payback for the people of Texas voting for Republicans. And that he was fired for that. Going up against boner candidate number two, it was probably the tequila. School bus driver, she was charged with a DUI. She said, I made a bad decision. And the school bus was weaving down the road with screaming kids in it. I made a bad decision. I had a couple of beers for my birthday. Oh, and then I had some tequila. It was probably the tequila that did it. Yeah. That's number two.
So you got to decide who is the most deserving of these two candidates to be named Boner of the Day. It's Boner Fight. Here we go. 1 or 2. Put the number of the candidate you think should win in the message of your text, and text that to 33986. You can call 877-602-9696. Use your voice to vote. Or you can go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Fight August 30th and vote there. If you don't see that box, refresh. It'll appear. Less than 300 seconds to get your vote in. It's Boner of the Day. It's Boner Fight. Here we go.
For suggestions, Doctor.
I haven't dyed my goatee.
Don't. Looks
I'm not
stupid.
I'm not going to. You, however, Gina, should.
Dye my goatee?
I think
Is
so.
it embarrassing?
Yeah. It is. It's getting to be embarrassing.
People are talking.
You dye your hair and you dye your eyebrows, but you just let your nose hairs and and your goatee go. And when you have gray nose hairs and a gray goatee,
I've been nose waxing. I've been going to your nose
You
wax
have?
place. Yes. What do you can't tell?
no, I don't. I don't make a habit of looking up your nostrils.
Good, I'm glad.
I looked up your old address one time, but I didn't. But I've never looked up your nostrils. Why do you go more than? I mean, I go once every 3 months or
They
something.
call me, don't they call you? It's been about a month since you've been in.
No.
Got to get on that frequent waxer program.
There's a punch card.
Have you had Jules do it?
No, because the first time I went to somebody else, and so now I'm on.
Well, see,
her.
I think Jules is kind of a hippie or something.
She's a free spirit.
She doesn't. She does. She said. I think she said one time she'd call me, and then she never does.
No, this girl's like, Valentine's Day's coming up. You might want to get your nose waxed before Valentine, because that's what you do before.
See, you haven't noticed. You haven't noticed any hairs hanging out my nose.
Well, it's hard because you've got a mustache, so it's hard to tell where the nose hairs begin and the.
So until it becomes really obvious, I don't have anything. I don't have any need to do it.
What's gross is when it is really obvious, even when you have a mustache. The nose hairs. Because I think some people think, well, I don't need to take care of that.
And it's usually just one rogue hair I'll notice. I'll go, wait a minute. Oh, my God.
That's why I keep tweezers in the car. Best light. Best place to do that.
In the car?
In the car with your visor down in the mirror. The light's great. You can get right up in there.
You might try concentrating on the driving
Well,
part
I'm
of
not
it.
doing it while I'm driving.
What do you?
If you see me in a parking lot, I'm probably plucking a hair out of somewhere.
I'd better pull over and pluck a hair out of something.
You've never looked in that mirror in the bright sunlight and gone, "Oh, I didn't know I had hair there."
Yeah, well, I have, but I can't.
Tweezers in your car.
But it's only when I'm standing on the seat. That's the only time I've ever
Standing on
noticed.
the
It's when I'm standing on the seat and bending over to reach something. I didn't know I had hair there.
Wait a minute.
Somebody get me some tweezers and a long arm. So anyway, I guess we ought to start the show.
Thank you.
Ow! I don't tweeze the hairs in my nose because it brings a tear to my eye.
Oh.
Every time I do it, it's like you pull it, and doesn't it do that to you?
Sure.
Doesn't it make your eye go blunk? And then
That's how I can get away with seeing Chappie in the theaters, because the robot's going to die at some point.
All
right, time to award Boner of the Day.
And the Boner of the Day is brought to you in part by some nice pork kebabs and a Greek salad.
Ooh.
And don't miss the 2017 Utah State Fair happening September 7th through the 17th at the Utah State Fair Park. Food, games, carnival rides, and more. Get information at utahstatefair.com. And we gave a family 4-pack of tickets away to...
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, someone.
Someone
won
believe
that.
That's provided to me yet.
Congratulations, someone.
There it is. Or no, that's not it. That's last round. I don't know who won yet.
Someone did.
I thought Professors Were Smart was Boner candidate number 1. The university professor who tweeted about the Hurricane Harvey. And then Boner candidate number 2, it was the probably the tequila, the drunken bus driver, a woman who said, yeah, well, I just had a couple of beers. I probably shouldn't have had the tequila, though. It was probably the tequila that caused this. Felicity Black won the Utah State Fair tickets. Anybody hear what the butter sculpture is yet this year?
We need to get that.
Yeah.
Butter sculpture report.
Boner candidate, the winner was Boner candidate number 1. I thought the professors were smart.
Really?
Yeah.
Boy, this is just...
By 20 votes.
2 days in a row, I've disagreed with the...
Me too. Me too.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah,
disagree.
I
never disagree with
I
the
don't
voters.
know. I'm looking at the votes, and
There were a lot of votes.
yeah, and a lot of them from the same number.
Well, do we make a decision
No,
to try
I
and
don't
deal with
know.
that, or
I don't know, because we've always said
you can vote as
vote
many times
as you like. But I think we said that. See, we've been doing this show so long. We said that when you actually had to hang up and redial.
That's true.
Well, but we always
You don't have to do
but
that
we
anymore.
we also let people call in and say, "I have 40 votes for." We did because we say you can collect votes for people in your office. Even your pets may vote. We said.
Because 702, is that Vegas or is that California?
702?
Some
That's-
702 area code.
I think it's Russia. That's where you know what this is. It's Russian hacking. I'll bet you anything.
Yeah, 702 is Nevada somewhere.
This is Soviet.
But then there's an 801 here that is just that is still voting for. It's still voting.
Because
it's still
because
going.
it's a bot. It's a
Yeah.
you just
How does
said
that
it's
work,
a-
Gina?
I don't know.
How do they do that?
You can.
How do they set their phones
It's possible.
to do it?
I don't know how to do it because I don't do it, but it's possible.
Well, I mean,
We need a boner summit.
Boner Summit.
and we need to get
Because
rid of statues of children. Apparently,
Because this is 2 days in a row.
statues of children have to go as well. Your judgment is just totally suspect on almost everything. You know
No,
that?
it all makes perfect.
I'm calling for a Boner Summit.
Boner Summit.
Now I can block numbers on this.
Well, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't mind if they vote a few times, but it's when they vote 100 times and then the wrong one wins.
Well, the wrong one according to you, not according to the people who know how to get their phone to vote many
Listen,
times.
we're just thinking about poor Dave. He has to decide Boner of the Week, and it's just going to be difficult for him if there are 5 weak candidates. That's what I'm concerned about.
Listen.
There's a thing called Text Bomb that you can, an app
And they
called
just
Text
blah,
Bomb.
blah, 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 blah.
And it will text the certain numbers many times as you want with whatever you want.
Okay, I say, I'm sorry, Gina, it's what?
Blah, 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 blah.
So I see. But now listen, both of these candidates were winners of their respective rounds.
Well, I'm
And I
suspicious
think-
of that now, too.
No, I think that it was a close fight in round one, and I thought Professors Were Smart was the ultimate winner, and it was a good choice.
I think that we need to go like the American Idol, America's Got Talent route, and we accept the votes from the public, but we also have a say in it, and we can override if
Now, the
we
guy who
disagree.
hijacked it yesterday said that wasn't me today. I didn't even vote. Just so you know.
But he admits hijacking
But he
it
did.
yesterday.
Yesterday he said he voted 100 times.
Gina, if you have us with a say in it, you think we argue a lot now. You're just opening it up for more. Listen, the school bus driver was a really strong candidate.
That was a great candidate.
But you don't know, You're against statues of children. You know, she had kids on the bus, you know.
No, that was the better candidate. It just was.
I disagree. See? I think that
you don't really, though.
I think they were both fine. Here's the bottom line. I don't care.
I care too much.
I don't really care which one won.
That's the problem, Gina. You
Boner
care
Summit.
too much.
We need a boner.
The Boner Congress will now form. Gathering.
Well,
I want to filibuster this boner.
When we go on our retreat, then that's when we'll do it.
The Boner Congress.
I think a boner retreat is what we need. We'll go to boner camp.
Boner camp?
That sounds like fun.
This one time at boner camp?
Yeah.
We wanted to take a minute and congratulate a former intern.
We'll have to do that later because we were arguing about the boners.
And I don't even know. I don't know. Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yes, exactly. We'll congratulate her.
All right.
Right after these. But first, ranlife.com.
So if you are currently renting, go to ranlife.com and
well, it is time for the kiss. Now, did we get enough kiss money?
Yes.
In the short amount of time?
He's lying. Yes, we did.
How much did we get? We got
we had the $1,800 that was dropped off here. Yeah. And then on the phones we had about $455.
Okay.
We said $2,000. That's $2,255.
And that was in a 10-minute time frame, really.
Richie has always wanted to kiss Gina.
So badly.
Always wanted to.
No. Oh, Craig's reaching into his wallet. I was hoping you would stop it.
And we need.
Here's Craig's going to give $2,000 to stop it.
And we need video of this.
Oh.
We need evidence. People will want to see this on our website. All right, have you got it, Dylan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, Richie, why don't you?
Is there an embrace involved in this, or just?
No, what?
Well, there was over 2,000.
Okay.
I don't know. Craig,
He's taking his teeth out. Watch,
we'll let
see?
Craig decide. Is an embrace okay?
Yeah.
During the kiss? Because this is the guy who signs the check.
I'm doing this willingly, so I don't think it's sexual harassment.
So now I'm gonna.
Wow.
Do we need to pull him off?
Take the microphone up with you.
She's so creeped out she can't. She is so creeped out.
It's for
she can't
the
stand
homeless and to defeat FM 100. Oh, excuse me. It's to defeat FM 100 and for the homeless.
All right.
Yeah, you're going to want the microphone close for the noises.
Smacking noise.
You're not going to be any noise. Oh, quit licking your lips.
Okay. Here we go.
Put your teeth in, Richie.
No, I said I would do it with the teeth out. Now, who's counting?
3. We all will. 1,001, like that. Okay.
Yeah, we'll do
Ready?
it. Okay. Ready, set, go. They're not doing it yet.
So weird.
Okay.
This is really weird. I didn't think it was going to be. Okay.
Let's do it. Okay. 1,001. 1,000. Wait a minute, I lost count.
3.
Yay!
For the homeless. Yay! For the homeless.
Yeah, we should have had mistletoe. Was it a big disappointment, Richie?
Richie, was it worth it?
No,
Was it everything you said?
but Gina wants more.
Was it everything you hoped?
That was more than 3 seconds.
That was. She kissed back, guys.
Did she?
Did she?
She kissed back.
Yeah, was it better for me or was it better for you, Gina?
It sounds like it was better for you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Craig Hansen, the president of our company, now wants to see me in his office later this afternoon.
Oh,
again?
Maybe he's
another
got
2,000.
Maybe he's got 2,000 he wants to spend. Yeah.
Well,
He saw what a good kisser you were. He wants lessons.
I'm glad. Did you just wipe my kiss off?
That was really weird. I didn't think it was going to be that weird until you were right in my face.
So this is my question. You're constantly flirting with Gina.
Soft lips. Is that your question?
No, I'm just wondering if this has changed your desires or
Yeah,
intensified them.
We're done.
We're done? That's it?
We fulfilled it. Well, what else are we going to do, Gina?
There's nowhere to go from
Yeah.
here.
You know, all I know is that I have a really sick feeling in the pit of my stomach that I didn't have
about 5 minutes ago. So
It's done.
That was good. Did it for charity.
Okay.
All day. X96.
All right, 9:48. You were saying.
So,
our intern, and we were trying to remember her intern name.
I can't remember.
What was her intern nickname?
I don't know.
You don't remember either, Richie?
No, he doesn't.
Her name's Anna.
She may not have had one. I think she may
could
have just been Anna. Yeah.
Could be. She was a great intern. She left here and went to work at KSL for a little while, which was fine. And then her husband got transferred. I think he joined the military, didn't he? Anyway, they ended up in Texas.
But she had triplets.
She's been pregnant with triplets for quite some time. I guess for 9 months.
And
she just had them, and she sent us a picture.
Actually, 27 months. It was 9 months for each one.
Oh, is that what it was?
Pregnant for 27 whole months. That's why I felt so sorry for her.
Just wanted to share my happy news with you guys. I had my triplets on Monday. I was miraculously able to get to 35 weeks.
That is pretty good.
Now
yeah.
they're finally here. Our two boys are Dax and Theodore, and the girl is Farah. They'll be sleeping in the NICU. That's the neonatal infant care thing for some time before they get a little bigger. But otherwise, the kids are doing great. I'm recovering well. The hardest and scariest part was getting them here. Ian and I are very happy to finally be able to hold them and see them and get to know them. I have to give you guys special thanks for your fervid dedication to the craft, as displayed so beautifully, especially in the morning check-ins. I am a podcast listener, and listening to the show helps me feel normal, especially while I was staying in a hospital. I guess she had to stay in the hospital for a few weeks.
Oh, bedridden.
Yeah, leading
Bed
up
rest.
to the delivery. Thanks for helping the time pass. Love you guys. Thanks for letting me share my happy news. And congratulations.
All right. I just have a message to Ian, her husband, right?
Mhm.
Ian?
Mm-hmm.
Leave that poor woman alone. No more.
3 is plenty.
3 is a good place to stop. You got 2 girls or 2 boys and a girl. That's a good place to stop.
I can't fathom having 3 babies at once.
Did you see the picture of him holding the babies?
Yeah, and the picture of her in the background, she looks exhausted.
I can't even. I just remember how tired I was with each one of mine separately, individually. I can't imagine having 3.
I remember how tired I was when you had them.
Right?
Yeah.
Contagious.
The real crime here, Anna, is that you had 2 boys and a girl, and you didn't name them Carrie, Bill, and Gina. That's the real.
Yeah, the perfect opportunity.
That's the real crime there.
Was a good. It was a good opportunity, and you didn't do it. Anna, and remind us if you had a nickname, what it was.
I kind of think it was just Anna.
I think she was just Anna. Oh, well. She was a good intern, though.
Yep,
I
excellent.
remember that.
Excellent.
3.
And I have their full names here.
Oh yeah, they have middle names too. What are they?
Dax Ian, so for dad.
For dad.
Theodore James.
Teddy Jim.
He'll be TJ.
He'll be TJ, won't he?
He'll totally be TJ.
No,
No?
don't.
Oh, TJ's your buddy.
What's wrong with TJ?
I just don't care for initial names. I do not care for them.
Any of them?
No.
How about D.L. Hughley? You don't like? No.
No, if I knew his name, I'd call him, Dwayne Larry Hughley.
How about C.H. Pounder?
C.C.C.H. Pounder? Well, maybe I'll let that one slide.
How about B.J. Thomas?
What about H.L. Mencken?
No, I just don't. I think you just gotta. If you got the,
I was trying to find one that might affect him.
I know.
So I gotta.
You got to go literary.
Yeah.
H.L. Mencken was a good shot, but no.
And then her daughter is Farah Deseret.
Deseret?
Not Desiree.
Unless
the T is silent.
Is it? I don't know. It's
No.
spelled Deseret.
It's probably Deseret.
That's interesting.
I know she's a good Latter-day Saint. So
interesting.
I've never seen Deseret as a.
That's a nice. I wonder if it's in it's in his family or her family.
I don't know.
There are people named Deseret.
I don't know.
Because I got lots of Hirams in mine.
You're lousy with Hirams?
We got Hirams, yeah.
Mhm.
My grandfather's middle name was Hiram, and so they're.
What about H.R. Puffin stuff?
Well, no.
Sorry, Jim. He's not going for it.
What does the HR stand for? That's what I want to know.
Horribly Randy. I don't know.
See, I think you're trying
I'm
to
sure
hide
there must
something.
be. Google that.
Should I?
What is the
Okay,
HR?
hold on.
What about H.P. Lovecraft?
Yeah. Huh?
Again, no.
Sorry, Elise. J.R.R. Tolkien?
No. I always.
Martin?
I think they're trying to hide something. It's like we had a salesman years ago, Jordan Mitchell, and he had some business cards printed that said C, the letter C, Jordan Mitchell, and we always suspected that his real name was Coco. But
we'd occasionally call him Coco.
Yeah.
You can't find what the HR and HR Puffin stuff stands for?
No.
Oh, surely it's.
Hold on.
Maybe it doesn't.
It's gotta be.
Maybe it doesn't stand for anything.
After all these years,
it's gotta be. You would think, but no, I just don't care for initial names at all.
right.
And those of you that have them, sorry, that's just me.
T.J. Hooker.
Exactly. I just don't.
Oh no, I thought that would be a good one.
No, see, it's Theodore James.
J.K. Rowling.
Royal Highness, but it's
His Royal.
yeah, His Royal
Highness Puffin stuff.
Puffin stuff.
That's a bad answer.
No, that's not.
What about E.E. Cummings?
Elton.
C.W. McCall.
Elkin. No.
No, people keep sending them to me. B.B. King. B.B. King.
Come on.
B.B.
Oh, B.B. King.
That's close.
That's a tough one.
That's close. That's close.
T.J. Hooker?
We did that. He didn't care for that one.
No, because it's Theodore James.
Yeah.
Why don't you just call him Ted or,
No, ELO doesn't work. I'm sorry.
No.
Someone is texting in ELO.
Yeah. KGB,
You know, it's
CPA.
Scuba.
No.
No?
Although Scuba would be a pretty good name.
No, it is.
Come on, think about it. Scuba Jackson. Pretty good.
Yeah, maybe.
Has a nice sound to it.
Yeah. BJ and the Bear? No. Sorry,
No.
Jim.
No.
Let's see. Let's do a promo. Get out of here.
Well, let me find it. I was looking for HR Puffin stuff. Okay.
Thank you.
On Thursday's Radio from Hell show.
Bright and early at 6:45 in the morning, geek news on the radio.
And then at 7, it's Beat Gina. The topic this time, Princess Diana, and the prize is a Prohibition gift card.
At 7:45, Sean Means will be by to review this week's movies.
And at 9, Tom Hackett will be in the studio to give us a Utah football preview.
That's all on Thursday's Radio from Hell show on X96.
Let's see now, Princess Diana, she passed, didn't she?
Yeah.
I bet that's why I think it's the
Yes.
anniversary of her passing.
And I couldn't tell you what movies because I don't know.
Oh, Sean Means. Yeah.
So sorry about
Some
the pause
movies.
there. Let's see. IP Freely. People are still trying.
Yeah. IP Freely's. Well.
H.G. Wells. C.S. Lewis.
See, they all had names. They just.
A.A. Milne. E.B. White.
Yeah. Boy, those are good.
People are throwing these in here.
Excellent. Excellent, you all.
I still think it's awful that His Royal Highness is H.R. Puffin stuff.
That can't be right.
Because he was the mayor of whatever land that was.
I don't.
He wasn't a king.
Apparently, Marty Croft said
No,
it's.
he had a sash that said mayor across. P.T. Barnum.
Paul Thomas.
E.L. Doctorow.
Ragtime.
O.J. Simpson.
O.J. There you
Orenthal
go.
James. Come on. What's wrong with Orenthal James?
No, we're asking you. What's wrong with O.J.?
What's wrong with O.J.? We'd all like to know.
I think you're trying to hide something, or B, you're lazy.
Yeah. Scuba Gooding Jr.? No. Sorry, William. That doesn't.
It's pretty good.
No, I like it.
Yeah.
You could be R.W. Allred.
I am.
That
in
sounds
certain-
very doctorly.
That's how I sign my checks.
Oh.
Whenever I write checks, which is almost never.
B.J. Honeycutt?
Excellent.
See, they're fine.
No, they're not.
B.A. Baracus?
I think.
You can't go around calling him badass. You just can't.
That's true.
Oh,
on
yes, you
TV,
could.
on the TV show, it was bad attitude.
Oh.
He was
yeah.
never badass on
Really?
the TV show.
Right,
in the
yeah.
movie, he was badass.
It was bad attitude.
Bad attitude. All right, that's good enough. Is it any wonder?
Number 2.
Live long and prosper, bitches.
DYKI. Don't you know who I am?
I'm going to filibuster that boner.
John Smith is next.
A 1-hour nonstop music wingding starts now. Utah's original alternative, X96.